850. Say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Don't wait another minute to make that very important appointment today. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Just call Mo. Just call Mo. Just call Mo. Just call Mo. Injured on the go. Just call Mo.
Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando. Sung by non-attorney spokesperson.
Gun show this weekend at the Osceola Heritage Park at 1911 Kissimmee Valley Lane in Kissimmee. Buy, sell, trade. Saturday, Sunday. Doors open at 9 in the KLVS building. Admission $10. Kids 14 and under free and free parking. Check us out on Facebook or the web at usagunshowsfl.com.
Find high-quality healthcare in Florida at healthfinder.fl.gov. Effortlessly explore facilities based on quality measures like infection rates, surgical complications, and readmissions. Compare safety records for medical facilities like hospitals, nursing homes, and outpatient surgery centers with ease. Elevate your healthcare decisions with the transparency tool at healthfinder.fl.gov. Choose wisely. Live healthy. Paid for by the Florida Agency for Healthcare Administration.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bonus. B-O-N-U-S. Bonus. That's bonus. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Wednesday edition of The Jim Colbert Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate that greatly, as we do every single day. We do have a good program for you today. Lots of stuff happening. We'll get you caught up on what's happening out there. Deb's Woke News will do that around 3:20, 4 o'clock, Animal House. Dr. Brenna Martin in today to talk a little hurricane preparedness for your pets and some other things as well. 5 o'clock hour, Scott Maxwell to talk about that Supreme Court decision I talked about yesterday involving stalking. He had the same exact take as I did. Plus, we'll talk about a couple other things with Scott. Trivia, Ross Thoughts, Last Call, your calls, texts, and talkbacks, and 4 opportunities for you to win $1,000 right here on the show. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead, producer Ross Paget.
Oh, yeah,
all right,
baby.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Find us easily on social. Facebook, Instagram at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. How's it going?
Busy. Good.
Yeah, busy. I know that you had a busy night last night.
Yes, I did.
Deb went out to check out. Was it opening night for the show?
I believe it was. Yeah.
It's either opening night or media night. I cannot remember.
I can't either. Maybe it was. I know definitely it was media night.
Yeah, for sure.
At the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center. You always feel fancy when you go there. You feel like...
Listen, it's my wife's favorite place to go.
It's such a great place.
You dress up. You jack that ass up in some heels. You're strutting around the concourse. And look, man, she loves going out there to the Dr. Phillips Center. Of course, Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
the stage
Beetlejuice.
version of Beetlejuice is in town.
The musical, and its Orlando run is sold out. So unfortunately, as far as I know of, I mean, it's still worth trying to get tickets. If you're a Beetlejuice fan, though, I want to warn you, if you're a big fan of the movie, you have to let all of that go.
Right.
You just have to let it go. It's a brand new experience.
Gotcha, 100%.
It's a brand new experience, but the cast put on a hell of a show,
That's great.
Thanks again to the Dr. Phillips Center.
Yeah, 100%. We love our relationship with those guys. Every time they have the theater run, we're able to go in and check out some of the shows.
I've already seen the 2023-24 schedule,
Have
and
you?
Moulin Rouge is on there, so I'm going to put my name for Moulin Rouge.
Very good, all right. Ross, I know you had a little bit of a meeting today.
Yeah, no, I went over to DeLand to check out some Persimmon Hollow brewing locations for a little special thing, hopefully happening by the end of the year.
That'd be nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It rhymes with Romedy.
Okay, that's very cryptic, buddy. Thank you for appreciating it. Don't blow it.
Yeah, I didn't want to give it out.
Yeah, I appreciate that
but
very
I wanted
much.
to let you know.
Another great partnership in the blossoming ages, too.
God, man.
Yeah, they're great.
And it was so cool. I went over to like their warehouse, and as soon as I walked in, I said, "Do you guys ever just think that you are Breaking Bad?" Because like the silos, it looked exactly like where Walt and Jesse, like it had all the stainless steel. Man, they are professionals over there. Massive.
Cooking that blue.
Yeah. I mean, that good brew.
Yeah, man, it's yeah, they're awesome, and many locations, which is great. That's Persimmon Hollow Brewing. They bring you Ross Thoughts every single day right here on the show.
Absolutely do.
So interestingly, today I had to go to the doctor. I think I've told you guys about this. This was my my checkup. For 55 years old. You know, go in there and get the. But they don't do that anymore.
They don't.
No, they don't do that anymore. So I got to find another doctor.
Yeah, that's all.
Because why don't they?
Well, they do it with blood tests and stuff now, and apparently it's actually more accurate than just feeling around in there and going, I don't know, it feels big.
Well, how long have they known that?
Well, I guess
that's the question, Ross. That is the question.
What, did you get it?
No, I haven't gotten it.
Yeah,
but
you're not going to get it.
I'm just saying,
lucky Ross.
If I was you, I would be kind of bummed.
No,
if they were like, yeah, we've had the blood test for 2 decades.
Yeah. No, they didn't. That was not the case. But I have to tell you, my doctor is it's not a nurse practitioner. What is it?
It's a PA, physician's assistant.
There you go. Right. So to see the doctor, that's. Usually that takes months. Like the closest thing I could have gotten is like late August, and I didn't want to wait that long because I wanted to get this done and checked off my to-do list. So I go in today, and they go, "Well, the PA is new here. She's only been around for a couple months, and she's going to be handling you today, right?" I was like, "Okay, no big deal."
They say handling.
Well, I mean,
yeah, exactly. And her fingers are smaller.
No, not
Mr. Colbert.
Not handling per se, but she'll be seeing you, right?
Yeah.
So I'm in there, and first things first about me that everybody needs to know: I don't get embarrassed. Right? Not about stuff like that. Like I could drop my pants in front of a doctor. I don't have any problem with a female doctor looking at my junk and fiddling with it to figure out exactly what's got to be done or wrong. That doesn't bother me. Don't get embarrassed. It's all medicine. It's all science. They've seen every possible
What do you mean
variation.
Fiddling with it? They're not playing bop it
they have to
twist it, grind it,
no.
pull it.
They have to
stretch it.
No. They have to manipulate it to find out if you've got problems, right?
What?
The old day, they hold your thing there and you coughed.
Do they hit it like a stepdad does to a TV?
No, it's not a pinata or anything like that.
It'll
just
throw
like
the remote at it. Hopefully it will work. Let me hit it harder.
So I didn't know what to expect. I got checked in by the nurse. They brought me into the room, did my blood pressure. By the way, blood pressure on point, 120/80 exactly.
Let's ride.
How about it?
Let the listeners take that in for a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, because
thanks,
that's the last thing anyone who's listened to this show or to you for the last 30 plus years would ever expect to hear is that your blood pressure is literally 120 over 80.
That's heavily medicated. Either way.
And Jim's numbers, he died 2 weeks ago.
Right.
That's what that means.
So I'm sitting there, I'm on my phone and getting ready, and when the PA walks in, she's like 30.
Wow.
And, cute and 30. I'm like, oh, man, I don't want to have to do this to this poor girl. She doesn't want to have to get in there and get a part. And I immediately was bummed out because I thought for sure she was the one that's going to have to give me the thumb. And I was like, I feel like this should require more than just the fee that I have to pay you today for being seen. But no, she informed me. She goes, no, we don't do that anymore. We do the blood test and some other tests. That's able to tell us what's going on. And, of course, you guys know with Life Imaging and FLA, I found out that I have some enlargement in my prostate, which I have to pay attention to. Other people in my family have dealt with that, much like the kidney thing. I have to pay attention to that.
It's just insane to me that there was a 15 – how many years were they doing the whole turkey treatment?
Can I tell you, up until I think 3 or 4 years ago, I don't think it's been out of play that long. The last time I went to this doctor to get my physical was – 3 or 4 years ago when I got it.
But when was the first hitchhiker thumb?
Oh, yeah.
What was that, set in the 70s, 60s, 50s?
They've been doing that. That's how they do it. And up until recently, that's how they find out if your prostate's enlarged. They reach in there and fill it.
Absolutely one of those things that when you are older, you're going to go, back in my day.
Yeah, oh yeah. I can say it right now. Back in my day, buddy, that's the last thing you wanted. The minute that dude walked in, you looked at his hands.
Yeah, and then he would always make some weird sly remark like, my eyes are up here. And you're like, I don't care, dude. Let me see them digis.
I'm like, why's your hand in your pocket, man?
Yeah.
No, but here's what I did find out. So I didn't tell you guys yesterday. So on top of going to the doctor for my physical and stuff, which I'm okay, doing all right, got some tests I've got to take because of the life imaging information, by the way, which they found fascinating. She found that fascinating. I told her, she goes, are you kidding? No way, really. And I brought my printout and I brought the disc just in case they were able to look at it. And she started reading this and she was like, this is unbelievable. And based on the information we got from Life Imaging FLA, the test that I have to go and complete now, with the exception of one, is based on the information we got from that, which is, she was absolutely beside herself about, a patient coming in with information that detailed, and read it because I don't know the medical ease that's written in. So she was reading it like it was second language, right? And she was like, she was pouring through it like it was really cool. But have you guys ever heard of a thing called cellulitis?
Yes.
So yesterday afternoon, I'm sitting here at the radio station doing the show. This is right after you left. And I realized that my right arm started feeling weird, like it was sunburned, and it was swelling a little bit because I could feel the skin tightening up, right? And I was like, what the hell is this? Well, yesterday I was doing some work around the house. I got popped by two pretty big wasps.
Ow.
Right here, one right beside the other. Two pretty good sized pops. And I got to tell you, got a relatively good threshold for pain. That hurt pretty good.
Yo, wasps hurt a lot.
It felt like getting grabbed with a pair of hot pliers, and it kind of maintained that kind of pain for about maybe 20 minutes or so. I just kind of went on and kept working. That's just the best way to get rid of it. I wiped it off to make sure the stinger wasn't still in there or anything, and then moved on. Didn't think anything about it. I got stung in the face probably about 2 or 3 months ago checking my mailbox, because those things they camp out anywhere they can get, and my mailbox was full of them.
See, you don't get any crime out there, but you do get some animals going like, F you, dude.
I get assaulted by animals, but here's the deal. So apparently what happens, Ross, is that poison, because the way I sit here with my hands, my arms all day, that poison flowed down from my shoulder and it kind of went into my elbow, and it caused a thing called cellulitis, which is not good. As a matter of fact, she was more concerned with my arm than she was anything. I'd never even heard this term. I thought it was something to do with being fat.
Right.
Cellulitis, type thing. But what it can do is, man, if you don't tend it and get antibiotics, it can turn septic.
Ew.
So you could actually have like poisoning in your blood that would be bad news. So I'm on like 2 pretty strong antibiotics and a couple steroids. So if I get raged out today, you guys just have to take it.
There goes the blood pressure.
Just raged out.
Yeah, that's not the tank you want to be.
No.
Septic? Is that septic?
Oh, septic, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want that.
You don't want that, but it's bad news.
My mom had that.
Oh,
I
really?
had that once, too.
Sepsis like that?
Yeah, my mom had sepsis.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, not good.
Yeah, it knocked her out for a couple of days.
Yeah, it's not good. So I immediately went to the pharmacy to get my stuff and start taking it immediately.
When my mom had sepsis, I said, "Mom, how are you doing?" She goes, "You should see the other guy." And I was like, "That's not how any of this works. This is your blood.
You're fighting your own biology."
What are you
doing? Where did you get it?
I don't even remember, but I was like in my 20s.
Oh yeah, where it was something like an injury or something, and it got infected. Crazy. I've never experienced anything like it. I was just sitting here, and all of a sudden I looked down and I was like, damn, my arm is swollen and red and hot and warm to the touch.
It's amazing that it took that long, because you got popped in the morning, right?
That's what I told him. I said, that was so weird. I said, it was too coincidental to ignore, because you get the two stings by 2 pretty big wasps, two good welts hit at the same time. Oh. And they confirmed it wasn't a coincidence. That's exactly what happened. And it can cause some swelling and can cause some bad news there. So you got to start getting on this stuff. And they were like they're like, yep, you got to take this. You got to go take this.
Damn.
And that wasn't even where you were bit.
No, it was bitten up here, but it flowed down there, I guess. It just kind of puddled right there in my elbow, which is a pain in the ass. My wife's like, what's wrong with you? And I said, it just feels like it's swollen.
Right.
And then sunburned. That's what it feels like. It doesn't really hurt per se. The joint doesn't hurt. And that's what the doctor said. If you don't get that stuff in you, that joint will start getting real gnarly. You don't want to be part of that world. All right, 407-916-1041. By the way, your 3 o'clock keyword is bonus, BONUS. Go to realradio.fm, send that away. Maybe you can win that $1,000. We would love to get a winner this week before we go on break. Again, your 3 o'clock keyword is bonus. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Deb, some news?
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about the Titan debris arriving in Canada. Closer to home, Florida airports experiencing hundreds of delays ahead of a very busy holiday weekend. And speaking of the holiday weekend, we're going to get to enjoy something new from Pepsi.
Oh, really? Oh, no. No, not my beloved Pepsi. Come on, man.
I'll give you the details and you can decide.
Come on, man.
I mean, they worked with some smart minds to come up with this, but I just don't know.
I don't like that face.
Let's go beef jerky soda.
Oh, man.
Let's go.
I don't like this stuff.
Not far from that.
Give me spiced meat Pepsi.
All right, 407-916-1041. Back with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
What's more exciting than a brand new iPhone with a dozen cameras? How about Real Radio on your iPhone? Just tell Siri to play Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Looking at heavy traffic on I-4 westbound this afternoon as you travel between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road and between the Greenway exit and the 429. Looking at slowdowns northbound on the 429 due to a crash reportedly blocking the roadway just before County Road 535. If you see other traffic problems, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Mecum Auctions. Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction company, returns to the Osceola Heritage Park July 6th to the 9th with 1,500 vehicles at auction. Register to bid and buy advanced discount tickets at Mecum.com. Your Mecum experience begins at Mecum.com.
And inflation is running high. Nobody knows when it's going to level out. That's why you have to buy your windows and doors right now at FAS Windows and Doors and lock in your price. They have the largest showroom in all of Central Florida, 38 unique windows on display ready for you to operate. And these windows and doors are built with impact-resistant glass. That gives you security, noise reduction, and maximum efficiency. Plus, they have a full selection of hurricane windows and doors as well. Estimates are always free at FAS. They always give you plenty of options. All products have a lifetime warranty. I've had 2 of my homes have FAS windows and doors. I'm about to get a sliding glass door from these guys, and the reason why is they're the best, without question. They give you the best install, the best customer service. You just simply cannot beat it. And right now, even better than that, you can receive rebates of $55 per window and $95 per door. Of course, no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months. Financing is available, and their showroom is easy to find. Fairbanks and I-4. Slide in, pick out your windows, have them installed. Your house will be super, super happy. It'll be safer. It'll feel better. Your AC will work less, which means it'll last longer, and your power bills will plummet. It's FASWD.com.
Get your tickets now
At AXS.com.
for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Coming back to Las Vegas.
2 nights,
September 22nd and 23rd.
1 stage,
At T-Mobile Arena.
streaming live only on Hulu.
This is the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Buy your tickets for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival now
Before they sell out.
at AXS.com.
That's AXS.com.
Do you suffer from depression or anxiety? Have you tried medication but wonder what it would be like to try something different? CNS Healthcare is now conducting clinical trials using non-traditional options such as medicinal mushrooms, LSD, CBD, and THC in a safe, controlled, physician-monitored setting in their downtown Orlando location. So if you want to learn more about medicinal mushrooms, LSD, CBD, and THC, call CNS Healthcare at 407-425-5100. All services are free, and there's no need for health insurance at CNS Healthcare.
Light up your 4th of July with Sky King Fireworks. Sky King Fireworks in Cocoa on 520 and in Melbourne on 192 has buy one, get one on all fireworks with the largest selection of buy one, get two. Sky King Fireworks has the largest selection of the loudest, biggest, brightest, and safest fireworks with a no-dud guarantee. Sky King Fireworks has buy one, get one on all fireworks in the store and the largest selection of buy one, get twos. Nobody beats the king. For easy directions, visit SkyKingFireworks.com.
It's been said that good fences make good neighbors. Your friends at Fence Outlet couldn't agree more. Whatever style, whatever color, just share your ideas. And your friends at Fence Outlet will have the right application for you. For quality fences at the best prices, go to FenceOutlet.com.
License number C10252 and C10803.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Welcome to The Good Stuff. I'm Jacob Schick, a third-generation combat Marine.
And I'm his co-host and wife, Ashley Schick. We believe everyone has a story to tell, not only about the peaks, but the valleys they've been through to get them to where they are today. We're joined by some amazing guests who share the lessons they've learned that shaped who they are and what they're doing to pay it forward and give back.
Listen to The Good Stuff on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. Yeah. We like it when you watch. At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in on this blazing hot Wednesday afternoon. And it is steamy out there.
Yes, it is.
So keep some shade, keep your water in there, man. You want to make sure you keep nice and hydrated, my God almighty. All right, 407-916-1041. Your 3 o'clock keyword is bonus, BONUS. Go over to realradio.fm and send that off. Maybe you can win that $1,000. That'd make it a lot cooler for sure. Welcome back. I am Jim. Ross is right over there, and Deb has some news.
And now, it's time for Woke News. It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world. On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, woke news is always and thankfully brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Debris of the Titan submersible is now in Canada. A ship carrying pieces of the wreckage recovered from the bottom of the ocean where the vessel suffered a catastrophic implosion returned to port Wednesday morning. This morning, a crane offloaded the debris that looked to include the nose of the Titan. So investigators from both the U.S. and Canada will use those pieces to try to determine what exactly caused the submersible to implode. All 5 people on board the Titan are believed to have been killed by the implosion. And because of the force of the implosion, no remains to be recovered.
Yeah, and it was weird because, I say weird, I wondered if that was the case because when they brought the pieces up, obviously they had either divers or right at the water's level, they put a canopy over the wreckage. You can see some of it, but some of it was covered by like a piece of white tarp or something. And I wonder if the reason why is because of maybe because last thing you want to see is a shoe.
Wait, I think that's the only thing you would see.
Right. There'd be no remains. What I'm saying is, I mean, the last thing you'd want to see is like, maybe a pair of jeans or a shoe or something in there to, just kind of remind you that 5 people were in that thing at one point.
Right, exactly. It's still tough seeing the boots and the pants of Titanic survivors when they still show some of those photos. All right, closer to home, Jimmy, you mentioned the heat, and because of that, a heat advisory is in effect for portions of central Florida, really all of Florida, including the Panhandle, where the heat index is expected to reach 115 degrees today. The National Weather Service says feel-like temperatures reaching above 100 degrees throughout the area. Polk and Sumter counties could potentially reach a heat index as high as 109 degrees through at least 6 o'clock this evening. Right now, it's 90 degrees here in Maitland with a heat index of 100.
Damn.
To help out, Seminole County activated its extreme weather plan yesterday to offer cooling stations for residents. So if you maybe know of an elderly neighbor that only has a window unit and it maybe isn't keeping up that well, they can, find one of these cooling centers specifically in Seminole County. Relief centers will be located in county libraries and parks. So that's where you need to look for them.
They're talking about that heat dome thing that's like over Texas, Oklahoma
8
right
states.
now. Yeah, and Monday, Texas used more power than they ever have in the history of the state.
You mean in the late June?
Yeah, in June.
When the summer has just begun?
God almighty.
All right. In other weather notes, the National Hurricane Center in Miami is watching 2 disturbances in the Atlantic located off Bermuda. The closest to the U.S. mainland is about 400 miles south-southwest of the island and is the remnants, actually, of Tropical Storm Cindy. It currently has a 0% chance of development over the next week. Good news there. The second is about 400 miles south-southwest of Bermuda, and forecasters are giving that one just a paltry 20% chance of development over the next week.
Still, though, even though these
We'll
things
keep
aren't
an eye on
developing
it.
and they're not doing anything, it's only June, and these things are spinning off the coast of Africa like one right after the other, like they're in line.
Like it's late August and early September when we normally see that. We don't normally see that for another couple months. It's really...
These are like warning shots.
Yeah. And speaking of the weather, it continues because, as we talked about, hundreds of flights across Florida are experiencing major delays ahead of the very, very busy 4th of July holiday weekend. Orlando International Airport is actually facing the biggest impacts, with FlightAware reporting nearly 200 delays and more than 30 cancellations. Travelers at all major airports across the state, from Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, are seeing dozens of delays due to severe weather earlier in the weekend elsewhere in the country. The setbacks are happening right before the start of the busy 4th of July travel season. That officially kicks off on Friday. And if you remember, we talked about more than 2.8 million Floridians, that's just people from this state, are planning to travel at least 50 miles over the holiday weekend, with air travel expected to increase by 11%.
Yeah, that's bananas.
I have so much anxiety.
Yeah, you got to fly out to
Oh,
Tahoe.
that's
I was listening to the
right.
Monsters this morning, going to the doctor. Rollins is flying out to like Oklahoma to go to the Ozarks or something, and I was like, and he's flying back on the 4th. I'm like, man, you are you're a glutton for punishment, man. That is brutal. And Tahoe's gonna be busy too.
Yes, it is.
My flight is early tomorrow. I don't even I'm not scared of being on the plane. I'm scared of getting to the plane.
Yeah.
What time is your flight?
Like 7:20
a.m.
That's actually
Yeah.
good, though, because that hopefully, and you're leaving Thursday, so you're leaving the day before the busy
Yeah.
crush is supposed to. You might actually, like, by the skin of your pants.
I'll see you guys tomorrow at 3 o'clock. I'll be here.
Don't say that.
I hope not. I want you to go to Tahoe and tell me how it is. I've never been out there, and I'm thinking about doing that. That's one of the places we may want to visit. It looks awesome.
I'll tell you right now, it's got hills, trees, and water.
And a super clear lake up there.
One of the last bills to make it to Governor Ron DeSantis's desk would allow the State Department of Transportation to use and study radioactive waste from fertilizer manufacturing in road paving materials. Miami Waterkeeper Executive Director Dr. Rachel Silverstein argues recycling phosphogypsum is too dangerous and it poses a cancer risk, and says also during rain, the heavy metals and radioactive materials could leach out into the surrounding area and groundwater. Supporters, though, believe it could help reduce the stacks they're required to be stored in. Not hearing much of a plus beyond that it reduces the stacks they're currently being required to be stored in. If not vetoed, the bill would go into effect on Saturday.
I think that they have roads that are already using this
I
technology.
believe so.
And again, it's hard to tell. It's like you build it and you're like, see, nothing happened. And then, 40 years from now, everybody's glowing.
Right.
So I
3
don't know.
years. All right. Speaking of our Governor DeSantis seems to be losing ground in New Hampshire.
Oh, no.
A St. Anselm College Survey Center poll released yesterday shows DeSantis with just 19% support from Republicans in the Granite State. Donald Trump leads the poll with 47% support. Now, DeSantis has dropped 10 points since the last poll 3 months ago. Trump, meanwhile, has gone up 7 points and his lead over DeSantis grew by 15. Now, when it comes to the general election voters, though, President Biden beats both Trump and DeSantis by 9 points.
There you go. And then Chris Christie, that is coming on pretty hard, too. He's spending a lot of time in New Hampshire just absolutely pounding Trump on all this stuff.
Yeah.
So, I almost kind of...
He's salty.
Listen, I almost believe that he got into the race for the sole purpose of just banging on Trump. I don't think he thinks he can get elected. I mean, I can't imagine he does. He's a smart enough guy.
Right.
But it just seems like he just wanted to be a disruptor from the onset.
If the state of Florida had an election between Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis right now.
Oh, Trump would trash him. Would absolutely.
Really here?
Oh, it would destroy him.
Absolutely.
I think it would destroy him. Yeah.
Well,
DeSantis' campaign, I've never seen anything run more poorly in politics. It is, I don't know how he took all of that momentum and literally put it into a crusher and killed it.
Well, from what I've read it before, specifically when there was, remember that little bit of a kerfuffle between he and Senator Scott?
Yes.
Senator Scott had said that one of the difficulties with Ron DeSantis' campaign is that he allows so few people into his inner circle. It's basically his wife, Casey, and a best friend who I believe now is a lobbyist. And those are the only two people he will listen to. And unfortunately, that doesn't prepare you well enough for the national stage, for the national media. It insulates you too much. And those were Senator Scott's words, not my own.
Exactly. And watching him get frustrated at just simple questions that question, anything, and watch him blow up like that, there is a certain tone and a certain kind of
gravitas.
Yes, that you have to have at that level of politics, and it just doesn't maybe seem like he's seasoned enough yet. He's got the go get him type thing. He's got, he knows what he wants, but the problem is that's only half the battle in politics. You have to have a good image, and he doesn't have a good image right now with a lot of people.
Well, Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody is asking the state Supreme Court to reject a ballot initiative legalizing recreational marijuana here in the Sunshine State. In a court filing this week, Moody said language in the proposed constitutional amendment, I knew this is where they were going to go, is misleading to voters in several key aspects. Earlier this month, the state's Division of Elections said that backers of the initiative have gathered enough petition signatures, over 900,000, to put the question on the November 2024 ballot. Supreme Court justices will decide whether the initiative meets legal requirements to go before voters or if it will need to be rewritten.
Did you see how much money medicinal is already made in the state, and what they project that what would be made if they were to do the recreational? It's hundreds of millions of dollars. It's budget game changing money.
Yeah, well, on the flip side of that, a recent drug bust is highlighting an emerging threat to public safety. That's what Orange County Sheriff John Mina said yesterday after 14 people were arrested as part of Operation Moscow Mule. The suspects
interested.
The suspects were allegedly lacing fentanyl with an animal tranquilizer called xylazine.
Yep.
Mina says what makes xylazine so dangerous is that it's resistant to the anti-overdose drug Narcan.
Right.
So you can administer Narcan all you want. It will work on the fentanyl, but it won't work on the animal tranquilizer.
You know, the other thing about it is,
at
at the point of injection, it can cause skin rot. In other words, that's why
that's the zombie drug.
They call it the zombie drug because of that.
Well, xylazine, Mina says xylazine is responsible for 3 deaths in the county this year. That's compared to just 2 all of last year. And not only that, but a lead investigator says xylazine, unfortunately, is not a fad. It's here to stay.
Yeah, it's in a large percentage of the fentanyl they're seizing now.
Which is just because it's not bad enough, right?
You got to roll. I mean, you're rolling the dice, man.
All right.
Just rolling the life dice out there.
The Florida Department of Transportation is launching a new campaign to cut down on aggressive driving. Spokesperson Chris Carson, not mine, says they're applying data that shows young men in their 20s account for more than half of crashes with fatalities in serious injury. So police and FHP are still going to hand out tickets when necessary during Target Zero campaign. But Carson says they're also trying to change behaviors by just getting drivers to chill out. Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck.
I've tried for years on this show.
Yeah.
And it's just not possible.
to no avail?
Yeah. As many times as I could be like, yeah, I think it's safe.
Yeah. Everybody should just go 45.
Well, meanwhile, a local sheriff has some concerns about a new gun law. So we talked about this a little bit yesterday. But starting Saturday, July 1st, it will be legal for most people 21 and over in Florida to carry a concealed gun without a permit.
Just in time for the holiday.
Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood, says he's concerned about how this could escalate situations like road rage and bar fights. He wants those who plan to take advantage of the new law to make sure they know how to properly handle a gun. So Chitwood tells News 6 you can contact his office to take part in a training class next month. And then we just want to remind folks again that anyone living, working, traveling near the Central Florida Fairgrounds, don't freak out. Just be aware, some loud activity today. It's going to sound a little bit maybe like normal. The Orange County Sheriff's Office is planning to hold a full-scale critical incident training exercise this afternoon. First responders are going to be training for a mass shooting incident, so neighbors in the area of Colonial Drive near Barnett Park may hear loud noises from simulated gunfire and explosives. The Sheriff's Office says there's no need for alarm, and this exercise will be in a safe, controlled environment, trying to cut down the number of people who are going to call 911.
There you go.
Or as they call it, just a Wednesday, right?
A murder suspect is back in Hillsborough County after nearly 40 years on the run.
Really?
65-year-old Donald Santini was arrested in San Diego, California earlier this month in connection to the death of Cynthia Wood back in 1984. Deputies say Santini was the last person seen with Wood before her body was found in a Riverview canal. He was booked into a Tampa jail earlier this morning where he faces a charge of first-degree murder.
Wow.
And as proof that criminals aren't always the smartest tool in the shed, comes this story.
I love a good dumb criminal story.
An inmate will spend an additional 15 years in the Florida State Prison after threatening a judge.
Oh, man, yeah, that's a dumb one.
Court documents say Curtis Brown sent a handwritten letter because that's just such a lost art.
It really is. And it's hard to match handwriting these days.
To a U.S. district judge after he was denied relief in 2021. So he threatened to hire a hitman to kill the official and his family. Brown, whose name was on the return address, pleaded guilty to the crime last year. He will serve his additional time after completing his original 30-year state sentence.
He messed up. He messed up. You should have just said in that letter, die. Die.
Right. Yeah. And you're fine.
Because then you got the backing of the Supreme Court.
That's right. That's not a threat at all. Wish you were dead. Hope you die. Hope your parents die. Hope everybody dies. That's not a threat, according to the Supreme Court. Don't have to worry. You're good.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you change 5 words, I bet you, on that letter, then it's illegal.
Changes the whole situation.
Yeah.
Well, we do have the holiday weekend, and not only that, good time if you've ever done this in Florida. Jimmy, I know you have. I've done this once. Scallop season is right around the corner here in Florida. So the season opens on Saturday in Franklin, Wakulla, Jefferson, Northwest Taylor, Levy, Citrus, and Hernando counties. Think the Big Bend area, and runs through September 4th. Now in Pasco County on the Gulf Coast, the season also opens on Saturday, but in Pasco County it closes earlier on August 6th. The daily bag limit is 2 gallons of whole scallops in the shell or 1 pint of scallop meat per person.
Yeah, per person. That's if you have a bunch of people on your boat. That's kind of gets a weird thing, you know.
Yeah.
And you get out there early, you can load up pretty quick. You're not out there very long, but if you get out there late in the season, you got to go hunting.
Yeah, you do, and you better know how to hold your breath.
Yeah, and they're fun, man. It's fun.
It is a good time.
If you've never been scalloping, it's a damn good time.
It is a good time, and then eating them, you know.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Getting there.
The guys eat them right out of the shell, raw.
Oh, wow.
Right on the boat.
Didn't see that.
Cook them with a lighter if you want.
If you work with the state, Governor Ron DeSantis wants you to know that he is declaring July 3rd as an additional holiday for state workers. So DeSantis says he hopes state employees will use the extra time off to enjoy Freedom Summer in Florida with their loved ones. The additional closure means state workers have a 4-day weekend over the Independence Day holiday, like a lot of private companies.
His polls just went up half a point.
All right, this next story is, it's so Florida. It's just,
I like it.
Take it in. It's so Florida.
Hit me with it right in the face.
Florida is planning to build the world's largest gas station.
Really?
The state says it will construct a new Bucky's location in Marion County with more than how many parking spots do you think this Bucky's is going to have,
parking
Jimmy?
Spots or
just parking spots? We'll start with that.
God, a gas station usually has I would say even a good sized Wawa maybe has 30 parking spaces. So I'll go 90 parking spaces.
90 parking spaces.
I'll go way over. No, I won't. 91.
700.
Oh my God!
Yeah. The 80,000 square foot travel center.
What? That's like a Bass Pro. That's bigger than a Bass Pro.
Yeah, the 700 parking spots for the 80,000 square foot travel center is expected to open in 2025 near I-75, just north of Ocala.
Wow.
Currently, the country's biggest Bucky's is in Tennessee after holding its grand opening earlier this week.
Wow, that is like the size of a Walmart, like a super center Walmart. If I'm right.
See?
Holy balls! That's a lot. That's a lot
of jerky.
A lot of beaver nuggets.
Oh,
Beaver nuggets.
man.
I was trying to remember the name of that.
I wonder
And
how
then,
many pumps that fool's going to have.
finally, for your beaver nuggets or whatever else, Pepsi is going to release its first ever condiment next week. On the 4th of July at select ballparks, Pepsi will debut its new soda-infused ketchup. It's called Pepsi Ketchup. And the beverage brand partnered with the Culinary Institute of America to create it.
Wow, okay.
Pepsi is teaming with the Arizona Diamondbacks, New York Yankees, Minnesota Twins, and Detroit Tigers to offer fans their first taste of its new creation. Pepsi Ketchup is said to combine ketchup with the, quote, sweet, citrusy taste of a Pepsi.
Yeah, Pepsi does not have a citrusy taste. I'll stop there. I mean, I know there's lemon is a part of it for sure, but it's not. But I'm glad it's just that because believe it or not, when you cook barbecue, like Dr. Pepper has been a long time used because you cook all that stuff off and you have that nice, that caramel, that syrup in there, and it makes a damn good barbecue sauce actually. So that's not the worst thing. I thought it was gonna be way worse than that.
Yeah, well, you can enjoy your Pepsi Ketchup.
No,
So do you dip fries in it? Or do you drink it?
No. It's a condiment. You use it like you would on a hot dog or whatever.
It's just soda-infused ketchup, so it's going to be fizzy ketchup.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I got a lot of questions.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I bet they don't have any answers.
Well, either way, you all are now officially woke. And Woke News is brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. And we all know we're told we're supposed to get more than one quote when we're shopping for a mortgage, but it takes too much time and we're busy. And you worry about if it's going to ding your credit or not. We'll take those questions and those concerns to that mortgage guy, Don. He makes it so easy. You really don't want to rob yourself of that. Just go to thatmortgageguydon.com, hit the compare quote button, put in your contact info, tell him your credit score, and upload your quote. He'll do the rest. Plain and simple, no spam, no hassle. Just peace of mind at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Your 3 o'clock keyword is bonus, BONUS. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey, everybody. Good Wednesday to you. Jamie King with your forecast update for the Fox 35 Storm Center. Hope you're having a great Wednesday so far. Hot with increasing clouds. Temps near 95 at peak today with a feels like temp at 107. The heat will be on. Rain chances rising for the PM at 50%. A scattering of showers and storms. Storm chances fade with the evening. As sun goes down, rain chances drop to 20%. Lows down to 76. Hot highs on Thursday at 96. Rain chance 20%. For Fox 35, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Take care.
This report is sponsored by Mecum Auctions. Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction company, returns to the Osceola Heritage Park July 6th to the 9th with 1,500 vehicles at auction. Register to bid and buy advanced discount tickets at Mecum.com. Your Mecum experience begins at Mecum.com.
No question, it's a fact. When it comes to your health, early detection saves lives. No question about it. When it comes to your long-term health care, you want the most information possible. That's where Life Imaging FLA comes in with their free heart scan. With Life Imaging FLA, there's no guessing game. Hard data, real time. That way you could create a healthcare plan that's proactive and not reactive. My full body scan from Life Imaging FLA showed me a bunch of stuff I need to pay attention to. And when I showed that readout to my doctor today, they were fascinated with it and absolutely enamored with the information that we can attack these issues head on. And that's what you do. You take that info to your primary care doctor, and then you guys build a plan. And that's exactly what we did. It was an unbelievable experience. Do what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan with a few minimum requirements. That is a $699 value. And by the way, when you're there, ask about their free cancer or their cancer screening as well. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, keyword free heart scan. Again, that's just pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan and you'll be connected in seconds. Do not wait another minute. Make that very important appointment today. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Get ready to save with Spectrum One. You get Spectrum Internet delivering fast and reliable speeds for $49.99 a month. Free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced privacy and security. And a free Spectrum mobile line with unlimited talk, text, and data, plus nationwide 5G. Go to spectrum.com/save more and use the Spectrum One savings calculator to see how much you can save today. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
It may be sunny out now, but severe storm season is just around the corner. Your local O'Reilly Auto Parts has the emergency supplies you may need, including generators, tarps, emergency lighting, and cleanup supplies. Prepare now for severe storms ahead with a visit to the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. When you go to GimmeTheVin.com, we treat you like a customer, not a number. We pay the most, we pay fast, and we take care of you because you're our customer. And that's why our reviews are awesome.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Pirate Spot Fireworks is your local source for the best specials with Florida's largest selection of buy one, get two free fireworks. With convenient locations in Longwood and Eustis, better fireworks, better prices, and a no-dud guarantee. Visit Pirate Spot online for more information at iwantfireworks.com.
At Fifth Third Bank, we give you free checking, never have hidden fees, and help protect your identity.
Oh, really?
Yep. See, our name equals 166.7%. So we put in that much effort.
Well, my name's Jim, so I guess I'm headed to the gym, and I'm gonna put in 166.7% effort too.
Aw, I'm proud of you.
No one's ever been proud of me.
This is banking a Fifth Third better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season and available in the produce section right now. Whoa, hey, careful now. There's plenty of juicy watermelon and other tasty Florida-grown produce for everyone. I mean, all you have to do is ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're gonna need a lot more help at checkout.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GO to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Attention business owners, was your company impacted during COVID? If you had W-2 employees during 2020 and 2021, you may be entitled for up to $26,000 per employee through the Employee Retention Credit Program. This is not alone. The IRS paid back billions already. We've helped thousands of businesses just like yours, so let us help you. At ERC Business Solutions, we make it simple. We do it all for you, so you won't have to worry about the complex application process. There's absolutely no risk. If you don't get paid, we don't get paid. Most businesses do qualify, even those with no decline in revenues or those that already got PPP. Discover how much you can claim. There's no cost or obligation. Call now. 800-375-1175. That's 800-375-1175. Get up to $26,000 per employee. Call 800-375-1175. 800-375-1175.
Radio 104.1.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show. Already in progress.
All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Just a reminder also, if you haven't kicked it over to the OrlandoWeekly.com or OrlandoWeekly.com to give us a vote on the things that we're nominated for in the Best of Orlando polls, we'd love you to do that.
Please.
OrlandoWeekly.com. Ross is up for Best Comedian. I think Deb and I are both up for Best Voice. The show is up for Best Show. I think I'm up there for Best Most Notable Person. No, I'm not. I don't think I'm in. I made that one this year. That's not an elected official.
That's right.
That whole thing. I don't think I'm on that one. I think Maxwell's on it.
He is every year.
Yeah, so just go over there. You can find it. OrlandoWeekly.com. All right, 407-916-1041. I'm Jim, Deb, and Ross are here as well. By the way, Jax is on vacation. He'll be back with us Wednesday of next week when we all come back to work after the 4th of July break. You guys got anything planned other than Ross going to Tahoe? You're going for a wedding?
Yeah, my cousin's wedding.
Buddy, how many weddings have you been to since you've been on the show?
I don't know, like 4, maybe 5.
He's in that wedding age.
You're in that wedding age for sure.
And then he's going to go to baby showers, and then it's going to be graduations, and then weddings.
That's wild. I mean, it is weird, though, because it's expensive. Like, it's no joke doing this. I mean, is the person very close to you?
My cousin?
Oh, it's your cousin?
Yeah.
Wait, but you guys, not every cousin's close. I mean,
that is true.
I have cousins. I don't really talk to them that much, but, so you guys have remained close?
I mean, close is subjective, but I think we both look at each other as very important people in our lives. We grew up, we're the same age.
Yeah.
So we've always been brothers every Christmas.
Right.
We've always been brothers every Thanksgiving.
Got it.
He's the one person who I always talk to every time the family gets together, and we always chill. And kind of one of those things where you go so long without seeing them, but then when you see them, it's like nothing. No time has passed.
Yeah. My daughter got married in Denver, and when you're asking people to come to a wedding, it's
a big deal.
That's a thing, man. You wonder how much people put into that when they ask somebody, hey, we would love to have you at the wedding. Oh, by the way, it's in Lake Tahoe, so now you have to buy tickets, fly out there, rent a room, pay for all your meals and stuff while you're there. Are you in the wedding?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I would have known.
Yeah, you definitely would have known. But then they come back. I mean, it's going to cost. It's like those are $1,000 weekends, right?
Yeah, good news.
We actually talked about it recently of how many people go into debt to go to a wedding, and if you're in the wedding party, how it's even more pressure to go into debt to attend
for girls,
one of these.
It's ridiculous.
Credit card.
Oh, yeah.
Bonus miles.
Oh, that's right.
Bonus points.
Wow.
The entire trip was paid for.
Wow, really?
You know what's funny is that this entire trip going to Lake Tahoe was free because of my wedding.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
By putting the catering on credit, putting, as much as we possibly could. Oof, there's a lot of money to be had. If you have discipline, I was surprised. I was pissed wrong when it comes to credit cards. Because my mom kind of lost the fight with credit cards. So
a lot of people do, buddy.
So I was like, oh, never gonna do that. Ever.
All it takes is once. If you're mindful about it, all it takes is one time getting deep into credit cards and digging yourself out to realize. I mean, it's almost like having a bad dog. You know, you walk by that bad dog represents credit at 18% interest, you know?
Yeah.
And that thing bites you one time, you're like, yeah, we won't go into that anymore. Because I got like $17,000 in debt when I was young. That's not a lot of money. Enough money at 18% interest to make you pay attention. And I just had to buckle down and get that paid off and get done with it. And I learned my lesson quickly. Do not usually put anything on credit if I don't have to.
Yesterday, I told you guys a certain aspect about this wedding that my mom is really scared about.
Which is?
Oh, white.
We all have to wear
that's
white
right. That's
for the rehearsal dinner, I believe.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my mom about it a little bit more last night, and she goes, I swear, Ross, all I'm drinking is milkshakes and smoothies. As she's always, I'm sure plenty of ladies have also probably called the same thing. She always calls her boobs the shelf, and that's been the case since I was 4.
Okay. Well, and again, at your wedding, she had an issue with her clothing as well, right?
Yeah, she bled all over her dress.
Yeah.
From her arm.
And yet, I never noticed it. And she was wearing like it was a light dove gray dress that day. There was no stains or anything. So how you all clean that up? And
it was flowers. We made her hold flowers.
Oh,
so
really?
Then the flowers covered up the blood stain.
Wow. What's more Kathy Paget than that?
Yeah, that's pretty on the money. But she's like really worried about wearing all white. I mean, ever since I can remember my mom biting into cheese danishes and going, "Oh, damn it!" God,
on her boobs. Yeah, they're not. You know, they're not. Yeah, it's not. I think guys, of course, you look at girls that have big boobs, you're like, oh yeah. But women, you know,
oh no, they just get in the way.
Like I had somebody in my family that had very, very, very big boobs. Like, you know, not cute big boobs. They were just
gargantuan,
and wound up getting a reduction, and it was the best thing she ever did for herself. I mean, without question, it caused back problems for years. Matter of fact, I still think she suffers from some back issues. She's a little older now, but suffers from back issues from back when she had those boobs for so many, carried them for so many years.
My trainer still has the divots in her shoulders that are about half an inch deep from the weight. But real quick, I did want to let folks know
trainer. Hell yeah.
Yeah. 429 northbound is currently closed at Independence Parkway. This is according to the texting service at 77031. Troy says they are rerouting traffic due to a fatality. So,
oh, wow.
429 northbound closed at Independence Parkway. They're rerouting traffic. It's probably going to be that way for the next several hours if there is a fatality. So definitely just plan a different route.
Yeah, just got to go a different route. I'm telling you, a lot of the traffic apps now will tell you that and start rerouting you automatically because we had to do that coming back from Tampa last week.
That's right.
And it just started telling us to hop off in some tiny little town and weave our way through the back of the neighborhoods and then back on the I-4 on the other side of the but they're very good at it. I mean, it's really good. I love it, that Waze thing. I fought Waze for a long time, and then after that whole traffic thing, I was like, oh, Waze has got it down.
It's always, it's very surprising how good Waze is. It's also almost as surprising as Deb just sharing that she has a trainer.
Yeah.
Did I hear that wrong?
Oh, no, I had one for years.
Yeah.
Okay, you had one.
Yeah, no.
Got it.
Yeah, no.
I love the face of disgust when you assume she has one else. She goes, oh, no.
No, because see, did you hear that part? My 20s, my 30s,
right.
like that was the first half of my life. Now,
I gotcha. All right, 407-916-1041. Animal House up next with Dr. Brian Martin. He'll be in to talk about hurricane pet prep, and we'll have another keyword for you.
And the extreme heat as well, and how to protect your dogs when taking them out for a run and a walk.
Absolutely, we'll do that next.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Stop and go delays continue on I-4 this afternoon as you take the interstate east and westbound. Major problems continue northbound on the 429 this afternoon due to a serious crash that is blocking all northbound lanes between New Independence Parkway and Stony Brook West Parkway. If you see other traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Daytona Beach.
Ocean breeze, tropical beach. An air freshener can make your car smell like paradise. A drive to Daytona Beach will actually get you there. Beach on. Plan your trip today at DaytonaBeach.com.
Look, man, there's nothing better in the world than firing up the barbecue on a 4th of July weekend or any summer weekend here in Central Florida. And if you're going to do the best, you might as well have the best. Tools Ace Hardware has the perfect outdoor cooker for summer, whether it's a grill, a griddle, a pizza oven. Tools Ace is the place for the best brands. Of course, they have the largest selection of big green egg grills and egg accessories in all of Central Florida. Classic Weber charcoal and gas grills. And I'm telling you, man, those Weber gas grills are simply amazing. Really, really good. Premium gas grills from Napoleon. Traeger pellet grills for that beautiful wood-fired flavor, as well as that new Traeger flat rock griddle. Not to mention pizza ovens from Uni, Halo, and Gosney. And even better, 12 convenient locations here in Central Florida. Or you can just shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store pickup or delivery. Don't forget, get free assembly and local delivery on any grill or outdoor cooker, $3.99 and up. The best grills are at Tools Ace, the grilling place.
And Guldo shoots, scores!
Orlando City returns home to face the Chicago Fire on Saturday, July 1st at 7:30 p.m., presented by Ford. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. It's that time of year again. Your local Ford dealers are getting Orlando ready for the school year. Help us honor our teachers by stuffing a truck with school supplies. For more information, visit orlandocitysc.com/supply drive. And after the game, check out the Ford F-150 and see why the best trucks are built Ford tough.
Rent is due and money is tight. You could A, pay a huge late fee, or B, get an Amscot cash advance and avoid it. Amscot, up to $500 fast. No credit check. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Amscot. Hey, you want to get a big green egg? The best place to go by far is Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the big green egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassie's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wassiesmeatmarket.com, to get your big green egg today.
So there I was, deep in the heart of the jungle. You know, solving all the puzzles, doing my thing. Then I see it. The lost treasure of Simia. I grab it and hightail it out of there in my Nissan Rogue. Suddenly, arrows. Fire. Now, I know this may sound like an epic tale of adventure, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. The temple crumbles, boom, crash, but I'm too fast with my trusty VC turbo engine.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select 2023 Nissan Rogue trims. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months on new 2023 Rogue, excluding S-Trim and dealer stock. Example, 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. N7523.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season and available in the produce section right now. Whoa, hey, careful now. There's plenty of juicy watermelon and other tasty Florida-grown produce for everyone. I mean, all you have to do is ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're gonna need a lot more help at checkout.
It's Jeep 4x4 season. Now well-qualified returning FCA lessees get a low-mileage lease on select 2023 Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 models in dealer stock for $409 a month for 39 months with $2,999 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. On tag 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo models invoiced prior to 5/4/23 while dealer stock lasts. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease or Chrysler Capital. Currently must send by 7/1/24. Extra charge for miles up to 32,500. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 7/5. Jeep is a registered trademark.
Here's what Fence Outlet customers have to say about their experience.
Our Fence Outlet salesperson was a wealth of information. Things that weren't addressed by other companies were addressed by Fence Outlet. We're so pleased with our new Fence Outlet fence.
Go to fenceoutlet.com today. License number C10252 and C10803.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan. For the people.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial #546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Cash, C-A-S-H. cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Your 4 o'clock keyword is cash, C-A-S-H. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Cash is your 4 o'clock keyword. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I am Jim. Ross is right over there, and Deb has Animal House.
She likes them fuzzy, furry, feathery, tough, and scaly. It's time for Animal House with Deborah Roberts.
And thanks to the generosity of personal injury attorney Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. We'll talk to him tomorrow during Colbert Court. We bring you Animal House, but please join me in welcoming back a regular guest, we're hoping, Dr. Brian Martin from the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando. Yay!
All right, thank you.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Outstanding.
Very good. How long have you been a veterinarian?
I just celebrated my 35th anniversary this past May, Mother's Day.
Wow.
Yes,
Man.
indeed.
Any reason that's interesting when people get into that field? It's almost always a love of animals. Sometimes it can be just like, hey, it looks like a place I can make some money. What led you into being a veterinarian?
Well, my father exposed me to animals when I was really, really young, probably about 3 to 5 years of age. My father was a technician at the Michigan Cancer Foundation, and so his position was to take care of all the scientific animals that were there, and I got to see them at a young age, and I got to meet scientists, I got to meet veterinarians, and from that point on, I really had a fascination with science and medicine, and I just took that course thanks to my dad, and I just found that love of animals, and I've been in it ever since.
I'll be damned. That's exactly how you should do it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Now, I know that we're here today because obviously Deb in the news this morning, or this afternoon, already had heat advisories everywhere in Texas. They reported Monday that the Texas required more power than they ever have before to keep those people cool out there because of that heat dome that's happening.
They've also had 9 people die because of the extreme heat in Texas.
And the hikers that just died in Texas as well. So we know that humans can succumb to heat, and we know for a fact that that's the case. When you throw on a fur coat, it doesn't make it any easier as well. And I think people believe sometimes, Doctor, that their pets are kind of impervious to things of that nature because they're always so gregarious and things.
It's so hard to tell when an animal is in distress until sometimes, usually, it's too late.
Yeah.
And if you're, someone like me who loves a big breed dog and you're out stuck at a dog park with an 80-pound animal that now you can't move.
Right, yeah.
What do you do, doctor, in these extreme circumstances? Do you not really walk your dog that much? Or?
Well, that's actually a very, very good question. Of course, here in Florida, where we really have hot and high temperatures pretty much all year round, dogs and cats, they can't ventilate and perspire like we do. The only way that they can actually cool themselves off, dogs, panting. They do a lot of panting. Cats, when they get overheated, they'll start licking themselves. What they're doing actually is they're spreading saliva over their coat to cool themselves. So one of the things that we look for when we see animals that are suffering from heat exhaustion is a lot of panting, a lot of long tongues hanging out, open mouth breathing. And if it gets too very severe, we start to see cardiovascular and gastrointestinal issues, vomiting, diarrhea, and so forth.
Wow, really? Now, when the panting, so I've heard that breath becomes abnormal. So if you're out there with your dog and your dog's panting, seems to be having a good time. What is the sign that they're switching? Is it abnormal panting, or is it like they're gasping for breath, or?
Yes, that's a good question. What happens is the frequency of the panting will increase to hyperdrive, and when that starts, the pet will start it'll start to lay down, to try to get rest. And the main thing is that condition will continue to deteriorate until the pet's brought into a cooler environment.
Wow. So do you suggest like maybe putting water or getting it inside the AC? As far as like if you don't have access to AC and you're out, like Deb said, at one of these dog parks,
what do you do?
What's the first thing you do?
Well, one of the first things you can go ahead and do is get the pet. Or you can either put water, make sure the coat is wet, saturated. That actually will help tremendously in taking off that heat stress that these animals are exposed to.
Go ahead. Is it more the head or the entire body?
I would do the entire body, and particularly the paws.
Really?
Dogs and cats, they don't perspire like we do. They perspire from their paws, whereas we sweat all over. Animals don't have that luxury, and this is one of the reasons they're very, very susceptible to heat stress. Now, one added thing is that the popularity of certain flat-faced breeds, such as the French bulldogs, these dogs are extremely sensitive to the excess heat because of the fact that they already have compromised airways, and when you put them out in this heat, they really, really struggle and have problems.
Like your little girl, Sadie, Jimmy,
Yeah.
she would not be one that you would want to let run around in the yard for probably too long.
We don't let her off her throne very often. She has a padded gold chair she lives in, so it's fine.
You were talking about paws being sweaty. That's where they sweat?
That is correct.
All right, follow-up question. Is that why I like the smell of dog's paws?
Well, it could be, but sometimes they will have a Frito type smell, and that usually suggests that there might be yeast.
Really?
Yes, indeed.
I
if
like
your pets smell like corn chips, you need a trip to the veterinary clinic.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was just a natural thing with dogs. It's not naturally supposed to smell like that.
No, sir.
I'll be damned. I did not know that.
Well, I'm still going to sniff my dog's paw.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It's weird, but it's fine.
Even Dr. Martin's like, you be you, boo, but you stay in that room over there. Dr. Martin, with this weather, with this extreme heat, is it best for pet owners to just maybe instead of looking to the dog for signs? Because unfortunately, by the time you might see those signs, you're too far from your car, you're too far from home, and every moment counts. Is it better to just say, okay, when it's this hot, the rule is no more than 5 minutes outside. You go out, you do your business, we come back in, we figure something inside to do to burn off the energy.
That's very good response, because what happens is that no matter what type of dog you have in this type of heat, you really shouldn't be out in the midday sun because any exertion is going to cause issues, and you need to have water available at all times for these pets. So really, short walks only, and then making sure that you have access to water. And then just wait for the cooler parts of the day, like earlier in the morning or when the sun sets. And this is extremely important for those flat-faced breeds that we talked about.
Wow, I wondered when you said that the flat face thing, I was trying to figure out what it was before you even said it. I always thought maybe that if they have a longer snout, that the air cools as they bring it in before it gets your body. That doesn't make any sense either. But I mean,
well, that's a good interpretation. It probably does help, but in these, they're actually called brachiocephalic breeds. What happens is they have stenotic nares, meaning that their nostrils are a lot of times closed and they should be open. This is breed specific, and because breeders don't care about the types of products they're putting out there, they're only looking at the
how cute.
Yes, and the financial benefit. A lot of these dogs are bred with these defects, and they're very, very susceptible to having issues.
And they cost thousands of dollars. My dog,
that is correct.
My dog snores like a drunken lumberjack.
Yeah.
And she's like 9 pounds because she just fights for that breath at night sometimes when she gets herself in the wrong position. And she's in good shape. She's not fat. She gets exercise. I mean, we feed her perfectly, but it doesn't really matter because that breed is kind of built that way.
Yeah, that's correct. Because their face.
Right. We're here with Dr. Brian Martin from the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando.
And that's part of the issue as well, Dr. Martin, with those flat-faced breed dogs that, one of the options you have to take off the table, if I remember correctly, is that you can't cool them in the pool because they sink like a rock. They don't know how to swim.
And that's true. They're not as avid swimmers or dogs with longer legs and so forth, and that could be an issue. And also, too, should they get water in their airways, that makes it even worse.
Now, I know that people, when you have cats, we don't talk about cats very often, but we should because people do have cats. But a lot of cat owners, the cats are able to come in and out when they want or whatever. Is that something that you should continue to do during the summer, or should you just maybe force your cat to stay indoors as much as possible? Or are cats a little bit more savvy to the heat and able to kind of figure out where they should and shouldn't be?
Well, that's another good question. Cats really should be kept indoors at all times. They really shouldn't be out. They just don't do well outside. And then when you have the added heat issues, then they too can suffer from heat extremes, heat exhaustion. And essentially the signs that you see in a cat that is having heat issues are open mouth breathing.
Okay.
Cat that's licking themselves constantly all over its body, because what the cat's trying to do is lay down a foundation of saliva to help cool the body and so forth. But cats are just as exposed, just as dogs.
Really?
Yes,
wow.
indeed.
Unbelievable, man.
Now, someone texted us a question real quick, Dr. Martin. I heard that you shouldn't wet them on the back because it traps in the heat, but just wet their paws.
Well, you can do that, but I recommend doing the whole body. I mean, head, everywhere.
Just
That's
everywhere.
actually
Soaking the coat so that when any air hits it whatsoever, it's cooling.
Absolutely. Because what happens is when you do that, the coolness of the water, as the air goes over, it helps cool the whole pet.
Now, we've had a number of people talk about, now I know we have hurricane preparedness, and we're going to just run long with you today because you're too fascinating, but 4th of July coming up. Obviously, this
good one, Jimmy.
One of these issues where, this is the bane of pet owners is 4th of July. And of course,
New Year's Eve.
I was listening to the News Junkie this morning, another show here, a midday show, and they were saying the perfect thing, and even the Monsters were saying this morning as well, that with it falling on a Tuesday, people are going to go on vacation on Friday, and look, they're not going to wait till Tuesday. People are going to be firing off fireworks every single day of the week going up until 4th of July. We've heard every possible incarnation of the way to keep your animals safe if they're a little freaked out by explosions of that nature. Do you have something professionally that you suggest for dog and cat owners?
Yeah, that's actually a very good question. In fact, they are shooting fireworks in my neighborhood already.
Yeah, man.
The key is that people aren't aware of the fact that these loud fireworks, to the pet, it sounds like the fireworks are right next to them because they're keen and acute sense of hearing. So when those explosions are going off, it really terrifies a lot of pets. It can cause severe issues, fear, even aggression. And if your pet is outside when these fireworks are going off, it can make their behavior unusual, where a dog will run through a fence trying to get away from it, or a window and injure itself. So you really, really have to be cognizant of that. Now, we do advocate keeping the animals in-house. It's very beneficial if there's added support, some of which is a thunder jacket. Thunder jackets work very good because it makes the dog feel safe and comfortable. Also, keeping the animals near your side is actually very beneficial. And in an extreme case, we need to do anti-anxiety medication. That usually is very helpful and so forth. And you should have some idea. If your animal has had a terrible experience with fireworks previously, you need to be prepared for the next time.
Keep
that
the
means,
TV up.
That's right.
Keep the TV up.
Yes, indeed. And then also, too, it's not just July 4th, but January or 31st, or excuse me, New Year's Eve, Memorial Day.
Also, our veterans. You got to think of our veterans with PTSD. It's very problematic for those folks as well, along with our pets.
Are cats in that same world? We never hear about cats reacting
Cats
adversely
can act very, very anxiously with the fireworks.
They'll go high.
But but dogs can be very extreme in some cases.
Wow, man, that's crazy. When we had a little dachshund that didn't like them, and we had a bull mastiff that didn't care for him either. Every time he would flinch every single time, as if he was being maybe hit or something like that. And we would put him in a bathroom and make it very comfortable in the bathroom. The innermost part of the house that we knew was protected from the noise as much as possible.
Yeah.
And then, like Deb said, we'd turn on a radio or something, and then we would also put something that we would wear in there, like a shirt or a coat or something, where they would feel like we were right there next to them. And that worked fine. We really did.
And that's good.
Yeah, it worked okay. The dog I have now is impervious. She does not care one bit. Because there's gunfire in my neighborhood all the time. Because we live out in the woods and people have their own gun ranges, so thunder doesn't bother or anything like that.
Which you're lucky, because I had a German Shepherd that would go through anything and anyone to try and get away from thunder and fireworks.
And also, before we get you out of here, Doctor, and by the way, thanks for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Sure, not a problem.
So is the hurricane season obviously has started. We've already seen some storms kind of spin up and then kind of kind of fizzle out. But we know for a fact by the end of summer that will not happen. Do you suggest maybe packing a hurricane? We always hear, have a hurricane preparedness kit for you and your family. What would you put in a hurricane preparedness kit for maybe your pets?
Okay, that's a very, very good question. Hurricanes, hurricane season is from, I believe, June 1st to November 30th.
Yeah. Yep.
And, hurricanes are the one natural disaster where we all can prepare for them. Unlike earthquakes, tornadoes, man-made disasters, you can't prepare for those. So you have plenty of time. When the storm is out there approaching our shores, you have at least a minimum of 7 days to really get ready. So with pets, if you're evacuating or you're wanting to stay at home and ride the storm out, or you need to go to a shelter, a simple kit that you need to have for your dog or your cat. For dogs, you need to have leashes, extra harnesses, collars. You need a form of identification. Microchips are very good. Also, too, you want to make sure that the pet's vaccination status is current.
Yeah, because
if you need to go to a shelter that allows pets, you need to have that information and to prevent your pet from getting disease. In addition, dog food is very beneficial for dogs, cat food as well, particularly canned food because it has higher moisture in it. It's a little more portable. And then also, too, it makes sure that they get adequate water. You may want to bring water with you. That's beneficial. Then also, too, the key is trying to make that pet comfortable. In cats, you definitely need to bring a litter box, litter, and those ingredients with you. That's actually very helpful. Now, if you're planning on just going to a hotel and riding it out there on the other side of the state or across state lines, you need to make sure that you find a pet-friendly hotel that can accommodate pets and so forth. If you're going to the shelter, though, you really, really need to check if it's pet-friendly, because some shelters are not pet-friendly.
And the vaccination status is very important. Also, make sure you pack your dog's medication.
That is correct.
And treats. That's the number one thing. We have a go bag. It's a little backpack, and it has treats at all times because, our dog responds to treats quite well, and it can make it easier dealing with your animal in situations where everybody's kind of hurried. They want to get where they got to go. Animals react to treats quite well. My dog is trained like that. So every time we even take our dog to a sitting service or whatever, we provide treats so that they can get her to do what they need her to do. So
that's great.
And
that's
by the way,
absolutely.
And I'll tell you, man, that information about going to finding out about the hotels and learning in advance of where you can escape and make sure that the hotels are pet friendly, that's really good advice. I bet a lot of people didn't think about that, along with the vaccination for the shelters as well.
And we've talked about this before, but no THC or CBD for your dogs. Try the Thunder Coat.
Thunder Jacket.
Thunder Jacket. Try that first, right?
Yes, those work pretty good. They actually make the pet feel like they're being held.
Yeah.
Those are especially effective in smaller dogs. Some of the big dogs may not respond as well with them, but they work pretty good.
Well, Doctor, listen, we can't thank you enough for showing up today. Really, I mean, it's
Dr. Brian Martin.
You're welcome back anytime, my man. I really appreciate it. It was a great conversation. Thank you again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You got it.
Absolutely. And as always, Animal House is brought to you by Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. So if you or someone you know or love have been in a car, truck, or even a motorcycle accident, here's a couple of reasons why you need to call Glenn Klausman. One, he's never going to pass your case off to a caseworker. Glenn is going to personally handle your case, so much so that he's going to give you his personal cell phone number and then pick it up when you call. Just a couple of reasons why year after year he's voted super lawyer and legal elite, but he's also an animal lover and a true friend of the show. So again, if you've been in an accident, give him a call, 407-917-1718, or check him out online at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Cash is your 4 o'clock keyword. Kick it over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Back in a sec with more of The Jim Colbert Show.
If we don't grow our social media following each month, our corporate overlords will take away our free coffee at work. We like our free coffee. We need our free coffee. Please follow us! Real Radio 1041 on all social platforms is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Stop-and-go delays continue on I-4 this afternoon as you take the interstate east and westbound. Major problems continue northbound on the 429 this afternoon due to a serious crash that is blocking all northbound lanes between New Independence Parkway and Stony Brook West Parkway. If you see other traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Marco's Pizza.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Shop Central Florida's largest selection of appliances like Bosch, LG, KitchenAid Cafe, Samsung Profile, and more during Southeast Steel's July 4th rebate days, where you can get exclusive rebates up to $600 only available at Southeast Steel, where you really do get the best deal.
Pyrospot Fireworks is your local source for the best specials with Florida's largest selection of buy one, get two free fireworks. Let the experts at Pyrospot make you a backyard hero and help design your perfect show. Use their touchscreens and view video products before you buy. With convenient locations in Longwood and Eustis, firework demand is at an all-time high. So shop early for the best selection and opening week specials. Better fireworks, better prices, and a no-dud guarantee. Visit Pyrospot online for more information at iwantfireworks.com.
The clock is ticking on IDC's spectacular free finance offer. You have until this Sunday to get 5 years, zero interest financing. That means that $15,000 designer ring is just $250 a month. Or that $3,000 pair of diamond hoop earrings, just $50 a month. Everybody's loving this. It's the smartest way to buy, but you need to act now. This offer ends Sunday and will not be extended. Hurry in and see just how affordable fine jewelry can be at International Diamond Center.
You put it off all month, but guys, you need to act now. International Diamond Center's amazing free finance offer ends this Sunday. So if it's time to pop the question, celebrate a big anniversary, or upgrade her diamond, now is the best time. You can make any purchase and spread your payments over 5 years with an unheard of interest rate of just 0%, as in 0.0. All designer rings and all certified diamonds are included. So act now. International Diamond Center's rate relief ends Sunday. Get details at shopidc.com.
4 Orlando locations on approved credit.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
It's Jeep 4x4 season. Now well-qualified returning FCA lessees get a low-mileage lease on select 2023 Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 models in dealer stock for $409 a month for 39 months with $2,999 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. On tag 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo models invoiced prior to 5/4/23 while dealer stock lasts. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution at lease or Chrysler Capital. Current lease must end by 7/1/24. Extra charge for miles up to 32,500. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 7/5. Jeep is a registered trademark.
What's the Anajar Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most, getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Radio 104.1. I'm Jim, Deb, and Ross are here as well. I read a little story during the break. I was actually talking to the doctor about this before we came on the air, that it's been reported that Madonna has been admitted to the ICU because of a pretty serious bacterial infection. She's canceled some tour dates, and nobody knows what's going on, but she is, she's in the hospital, has been there for a couple days apparently, and with a bacterial infection. And it's funny, when I mentioned that, he said he grew up in Michigan. He mentioned that earlier in the interview.
That's right.
And he said he used to hang out and chill with Madonna's brother.
Yeah.
I think it's Michael Ciccione. Is that how you pronounce it? Or Ciccione or something like that?
Yeah, something like Ciccone.
Yeah, Ciccone or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
They used to hang out with him because they're all from Michigan.
Yeah, apparently Madonna was found unresponsive and has now been intubated.
Wow, really?
Yeah, this is according to Page 6 from 46 minutes ago.
I wonder what that's from. She's had extensive plastic surgery. She doesn't even look like the person I knew in the 80s. I mean, I remember when Madonna broke, I remember it was like 82, I think, when Lucky Star came out.
I'm too young.
Or something like that. And, everybody freaked out over Madonna because she was...
Oh, well, she's the first one to wear a rosary, the whole corset and lace thing.
Oh, yeah, she sold sex at the highest level you could sell sex at that time.
Well, her book Sex.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, just her in general, the material girl thing, the, empowering female sex and not making it a responsive thing, making it like, hey, I like sex too, and I want to get out there, and I can do all the things guys can do as well. And that was unbelievably controversial in the early 80s, like crazy. So she's had a wonderful career. She's one of the top selling female artists of all time, right up there with Beyonce and Adele and all those guys.
Yeah, she's 64, but yeah, a lot of plastic surgery.
Yeah, luckily the tube has since been removed and she is alert and recovering. But yeah, there's a photo of her recently.
Nope, that's Admiral Akbar. It's a trap Star Wars fish.
Yeah.
That's Madonna. Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how. I mean, again, I as a guy, I understand it's difficult to kind of grasp, but I do not understand why these women. You walk through Winter Park. All you have to do is sit on Park Ave for about an hour and watch those people walk by, and those women in their 50s have just mauled their faces with an attempt to look even 5 years younger. They roll those dice. They can ruin everything just to look a few years younger, to tighten their skin up a little bit. And it's actually kind of encouraging that Jamie Lee Curtis is one of the, is a giant star out there and basically saying, hey, look, this is what 63 looks like, man. You don't like it?
F that.
This is exactly what it looks like. But yeah, man, a lot of women out there getting, fillers and all the stuff to make themselves look younger, and
then they just end up not looking like themselves.
And that's the whole thing is like,
think of the Meg Ryans of the world, the Melanie Griffiths, and there's other examples, but beautiful women in their own right who now are literally virtually unrecognizable.
Yeah, they are. I mean, Madonna's one of them. I'm telling you, she doesn't even look like the same person I knew in the 80s or coming up through the 80s and 90s.
I laughed at Ross's joke because he's right.
Yeah.
I mean, she's very alien-esque now.
Yeah, Meg Ryan's got that whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just...
There's an old TV actress named Joan Van Ark that was one of the very first ones to do that. And I mean, she and I'm not trying to dog on it. She looked like a burn victim. That's what she looked like. She had
so many chemical peels.
Her face had been done so much, to rid herself of wrinkles that it just discolored it, and it looks horrifying. I mean, it's horrifying.
And the worst part about it, and don't you find the irony of it, Jimmy, is that the procedures that they do to try and make themselves look better and younger just ends up highlighting that which they were trying to erase in the first place.
100%. And there are people who do it slightly, and it helps. You can roll back a little bit with a little here, a little there. The Botox thing has worked quite well for a lot of women who want to kind of hang on to that youth as long as possible. But it's just going overboard and killing your face where you have no expression.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And then they're still nice, like they'll still greet you. Hi, Jerry. Oh, God. Hey, Samantha.
They look like a bass with makeup on.
Yeah, she's drinking Kool-Aid. It's just dribbling down her chin.
Or out her ear. It doesn't matter.
Who made this?
Face is hollow.
It's just so weird. I'm looking at photos of Meg Ryan, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't know. I forgot that she fell down the whole face track.
Oh yeah, man. Melanie Griffith is one of the ones from way back in the day that's pretty bad. I mean, she went in there. I mean, can you look up Melanie Griffith?
Yeah, I'll check that out.
Yeah, check her out. Also, Joan Van Ark. Look at that one too. Are you looking at Van Ark?
No, I'm looking at a recent picture actually of Meg Ryan when she posed with Michael J. Fox recently,
Right.
and it's like, oh, damn, girl.
Yeah, and she looks worse.
Yeah,
I know.
She
looks worse.
She shows that.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Ross. That's a very good point.
Look at. I'm going to show you this. That's Joan Van Ark.
Oh my God!
Now she's no
way.
Now she's 78 now, but I will tell you, she looked like that when she was 50 because of how much she got. And that's why she makes news now. She doesn't, I don't think she's done anything. The only thing she makes news for now is because of, how she looks and how she mauled her face with plastic surgery.
Meg Ryan should get a sequel for When Harry Met Sally.
Oh.
It's about 5 minutes. It's just a post-credit scene. Actually, never mind.
Yeah, I'm good. The end. Starring Meg Ryan. And the other one was
oh my God.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the Melanie Griffith one was pretty bad too.
And Joan Van Ark needs to put some weight on.
Yeah.
Being that thin at that age it's
so funny when if you type in Joan Van Ark and then wipe that out and then type in Melanie, it immediately gives you Griffith because it knows what you're looking at.
Right. All right, let's try it.
It's just plastic surgery has to be one of those things where you're like, I'm just only going to do it once. There's this one thing that's been bothering me.
Right.
And then you get this other thing that's like kind of half bothering you, but you know that you can fix it. So then you go back again, and then a third, a fourth. I would be shocked that if they saw the end result of what they would look like in their 60s and 70s, that they would still sign up for it. It's that whole addiction thing that you have money, you've tasted everything.
So funny that we talked about addictions yesterday, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about this yesterday. Somebody did text in being addicted to plastic surgery.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Addicted to getting tattoos or piercings. Like today's National Piercing Day, by the way. What?
No, I thought it was a different time.
Yeah. It was that a different time?
No, I thought it was literally a different time. I didn't think it was 4:33.
Oh, no, I got you. Yeah.
Poor guy.
So yeah, it was, you can get addicted to all those things.
Well, it makes me wonder though, because Ross actually made me go, huh? Because there's those things that you see, right? That you maybe have always, I wish I could just tweak that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But then it makes you wonder, like, God, how many people are in these actors' lives, from managers to whatever, saying, you should really, have you ever thought about getting,
oh, yeah.
You should get that looked at.
Yeah.
And then it ends up creating, like, really? You can see, like, you notice that?
Like that anxiety about
exactly.
it?
And then you end up trying to fix things, and you end up becoming Joan Van Ark will never be remembered for anything she did. She'll be remembered for how she looked at the end.
Oh, and it is scary.
No one talks about Jamie Lee Curtis that way. Everyone's still talking about her work, her body of work, and what she's doing. They're not talking about the fact, really, that she's not doing the plastic surgery thing.
And even at 63 years old, just started one of the biggest movies last year there was.
Yeah.
That whole
Knives Out.
Everything All at Once.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I had
Still have to see
this
that.
is so odd. Now looking back on it, it's pretty weird. I had a theme park actor friend back in the day, 10 years ago. And he looked at me and was like, yeah, I can't go that weekend because I'm getting my nose job. I was like, what? For a theme park, dude? What are you talking about? He was just doing theme park acting.
Right.
But he was super insecure about his nose. I'll be honest with you. I went into it thinking like, dude, his nose is fine.
Right.
I kept thinking that. This guy gets out of surgery. I see him like a couple days after. He looks like a wreck. His eyes are wrapped out.
Right.
All of that.
Basically break your face.
Yeah,
Just
basically.
a bunch of dried blood. I'm like, man, what a mistake. Fast forward a month. I see his new nose. Stunning. I'm like, damn.
No.
Now I get it.
And yet,
You want to go out?
Oh, yeah.
What you doing later, dog?
and yet, Gray.
Jennifer Grey.
Jennifer Grey. I mean,
it kind of ruined her
it
career.
did. She said that she had the worst nose job in history. She said, I went into surgery, a famous person, and came out completely anonymous.
Yeah, I don't think she got many roles after that.
No.
Of course, she would have been in, what was the famous movie?
Dirty Dancing.
There you go.
She was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. She was the sister who kicked the principal in the face.
Another one that somebody just texted in, and this may be one of the OGs of that, was Priscilla Presley.
Oh, wow.
Do you remember how bad or how fake she looked right before her passing? Like, her entire face was just like glued on. No expression, no nothing. When she would talk, it would be only her bottom lip would move, and it was creepy. She actually looked kind of like she kind of looked like a puppet.
Yeah, and proof that it's not just the women, because someone just texted us the perfect answer at 77031. Kenny Rogers.
Oh yeah, Kenny Rogers looked like a gay lion.
Really?
And I'm not saying that gay lions are bad. I'm just saying he looked like he would go roar.
Yeah.
Roar. Hi.
Oh, yeah.
Roar. Yeah.
So who's this Wizard of the Oz? Is that us? Are we going to tackle that today?
I'm also cowardly.
Yeah. Wow, yeah. I kind of see that.
Now, I don't know many other guys who have done that to themselves. By the way, we have a listener in our audience, I think, who is Kenny's cousin or nephew or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Still a fabulous artist.
Yeah. We're not taking that away from him. Good songwriter. But, man, again, I guess, is that vanity? Or is it
employment?
Or is it insecurity? Though I'm just talking about it in general.
Oh,
when people go overboard like that, is it 100% vanity, or people are insecure and they want to?
Well, I think actors are onto something with their argument of getting plastic surgery. I think there's some validity of going, I gotta do this. I don't know, got to,
like the steroid argument in sports for so many years, right?
Yeah, at least, in baseball, like in the 90s and stuff. That was like, he's taking it.
Well, you have to.
I'm taking it.
And that was the argument with a bunch of those people. Like, hey, I have to take this stuff to keep up because
to compete on the same level as the guys who are breaking records.
Yeah, how am I supposed to do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Without that juice.
But I wonder if personally it's really about not so much vanity, but maybe the lack thereof. And the chasing of vanities, this idea that if I medically perfect what is imperfect, I'll finally accept who I am.
But the crazy part of it is a lot of the women who do this are already stereotypically beautiful. Like, you would consider a stereotypically pretty woman or a good-looking woman, and they are the ones who are, get these procedures.
That I would say is vanity.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's what I'm saying is,
pressure to run in those circles, I guess.
But the other thing is that's our perception of those people. That's not their perception of themselves. There are people I've known through my life that, everybody across the board, yes, that person is beautiful. You ask that person and they could list a myriad issues that they have with themselves. So that's why I don't know if it's completely vanity.
I'll throw out, I think she's one of the prettiest women to ever walk this planet, Jennifer Lopez. She is stunning.
Yeah.
She has aged nada. Without a doubt has gotten some work done. But I think when Botox or just like plastic surgery happens, when it's at its best, we can't really tell. Or if we can tell, we don't care because it still looks great. It only makes news when all of a sudden you're talking like, hey, hey.
Well, Joan Rivers used to joke that every time her grandson saw an ambulance, he would run after it yelling grandma because he was so used to seeing her wrapped up in medical bandages because she was always getting plastic surgery.
But my question about Jennifer Lopez is that she just did the Super Bowl not too long ago. Do you think she gets that phone call without plastic surgery and taking care of her body and looking good? I'll tell you one thing, that Top Gun first movie, that love interest, no plastic surgery there, let herself go, didn't get booked for the sequel. Looking good and entertainment has always gone hand in hand.
Yeah.
And thank God we're in radio.
And by the way, I mistakenly said that Priscilla Presley was dead. Actually, I meant Lisa Marie is passed. Priscilla's still alive. So I don't mean to, but if you look at a picture of Priscilla, I'll show you this one right here. There you go.
Yeah,
and she's something with her face where she's created that line across her face where her cheekbones.
That weird?
And that's what makes it look like she has like a puppet mandible.
Yeah, exactly. It's like where they stretch the skin to the point where they create a whole new crease there. So again, you end up creating a problem that people end up noticing more than the problem you thought you were correcting.
Exactly. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Your 4 o'clock keyword still valid, by the way. It's cash, CASH. Just go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air. Hey, everybody. Good Wednesday to you. Jamie King with your forecast update for the Fox 35 Storm Center. Hope you're having a great Wednesday so far. Hot with increasing clouds. Temps near 95 at peak today with a feels-like temp at 107. The heat will be on. Rain chances rising for the PM at 50%. A scattering of showers and storms. Storm chances fade with the evening. As sun goes down, rain chances drop to 20%. Lows down to 76. Hot highs on Thursday at 96. Rain chance 20%. For Fox 35, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Take care.
This report is sponsored by Mecum Auctions. Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction company, returns to the Osceola Heritage Park July 6th to the 9th with 1,500 vehicles at auction. Register to bid and buy advanced discount tickets at Mecum.com. Your Mecum experience begins at Mecum.com.
And Guldo shoots, scores!
Orlando City returns home to face the Chicago Fire on Saturday, July 1st at 7:30 p.m., presented by Ford. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. It's that time of year again. Your local Ford dealers are getting Orlando ready for the school year. Help us honor our teachers by stuffing a truck with school supplies. For more information, visit orlandocitysc.com/supply drive. And after the game, check out the Ford F-150 and see why the best trucks are built Ford tough.
The Home Depot and Behr are there for pros and now offer same-day or next-day delivery on top-rated Behr paints, stains, and primers. Get the most trusted paint brand in America delivered straight to your job site and spend less time stressing and more time painting. Contact a Behr Pro Paint Specialist to schedule your paint delivery today. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. Limitations may apply. Not available in all markets. See store for details. Ranked most trusted paint brand based on 2023 Life Story research.
Welcome back. Dave and Herb here, and we're talking fresh.
Fresh from Florida, that is. Dave, tell our listeners about the produce that's in season.
There's tomatoes, broccoli, watermelon, freppers, spinach.
Wait, hold it. You're just putting fra in front of produce.
Yeah, as in fresh from Florida.
Produce tastes better when it's grown closer to home. You don't need to make up words.
Really?
Ugh, friends, visit followfreshfromflorida.com to see what's in season.
Don't you mean .from?
Ugh, really?
Live up your 4th of July with Sky King Fireworks. Sky King Fireworks in Cocoa on 520 and in Melbourne on 192 has buy one, get one on all fireworks with the largest selection of buy one, get two. Sky King Fireworks has the largest selection of the loudest, biggest, brightest, and safest fireworks with a no-dud guarantee. Sky King Fireworks has buy one, get one on all fireworks in the store and the largest selection of buy one, get twos. Nobody beats the king. For easy directions, visit SkyKingFireworks.com.
After an accident, it's important to hire an attorney right away. Evidence can disappear quickly. Sure, you could wait to hire an attorney later and see how things turn out, but delays never make a case better. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Your spark is all you need. And let's be real, you don't have time for smoke and mirrors anyway. So ditch all the pretentiousness and the lighter it rode in on with Blue. Blue e-cigs are available in a variety of satisfying flavors and nicotine strengths. Even better, it's odorless. When you're living unlit, you're comfortable being your true you, and no one will mistake ashtray for your signature scent. Blue, get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Font Molding 4BB. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
Applebee's daily deals for $9.99 and under. There's a deal every day for everyone. Just $9.99 and under. That's all day, every day. Get into your local Applebee's now. Daily deals are dine-in only in limited locations listed on nrpneighborhood.com. Limited time only while supplies last. Participation varies.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Attention business owners, was your company impacted during COVID? If you had W-2 employees during 2020 and 2021, you may be entitled for up to $26,000 per employee through the Employee Retention Credit Program. This is not alone. The IRS paid back billions already. We've helped thousands of businesses just like yours, so let us help you. At ERC Business Solutions, we make it simple. We do it all for you, so you won't have to worry about the complex application process. There's absolutely no risk. If you don't get paid, we don't get paid. Most businesses do qualify, even those with no decline in revenues or those that already got PPP. Discover how much you can claim. There's no cost or obligation. Call now. 800-375-1175. That's 800-375-1175. Get up to $26,000 per employee. Call 800-375-1175. 800-375-1175.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassie's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Real Radio. 104.1.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.
Every time I hear this song, that's what I hear. It's like just galloping a horse across the desert with a big plume of dust behind me.
With your hair.
Easy, you mother. How dare you. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And so is Ross.
Oh, she kissed your forehead.
Right. Cash is your 4 o'clock keyword. You got about 10 more minutes to get over there and get you some money. We'll have a fresh one for you here at the top of the hour. Oh, Dr. Brian was great, by the way.
Yeah, wasn't he?
Great guest, yeah. I missed him when I was on the cruise. I didn't know he'd been in before, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so, Kathy Burns over at the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando trying to switch up their, the guest lineup, kind of introduce us to some other folks at the Pet Alliance. And I love always having a veterinarian on the air because...
Absolutely. Oh, and speaking of vets, and speaking of animals, if you want to find out what happened to my dog, you can go to JimColbertLive.com or go to my Facebook page and see what happened at Best Grooming or Best Groomers Ever in Oviedo. These are the same people that took my dog in, gave her back with a just blood red eye, and then once we asked what was going on, they told us to get an attorney. We did that. We asked for the tape. They said get an attorney. We got the attorney. No tape. Then they said get a subpoena. Then all of a sudden they told us that the tape had been erased. And by the way, we're not the only ones. When we started doing research on this place, this has happened a number of times with them up in Oviedo. So again, if you want to hear what happened with our dog at Best Groomers Ever up in Oviedo, BGE Grooming, you can go find that at Jim Colbert Live or at Facebook and hear the entire story. Actually, Ray, our attorney who handled the case with them and tried to negotiate with them before the evidence was magically erased away. And here is just what you say is like, there are a lot of times we were with them for a long time and it can go really great every single time. And then that one time, and then of course they didn't back up what they said they were going to do. And it was a bad deal. So screw those guys.
Pretty insane that your dog and Jeffrey Epstein have a lot in common.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that no one has footage. We don't know
I
what
was
happened.
wondering how the connection was. I was like, wait.
I can't tell you what happened. I don't know.
A 72-year institution in the state of Oregon is coming to an end. It's an institution. And can I tell you, I think it's the last place in America that does this.
Well, it's definitely not Blockbuster because that was in Alaska.
72 years this state has made you. It's law that only somebody could do this for you. You couldn't do it for yourself.
Pump your gas.
That's right. For 72 years in Oregon, somebody else had to pump your gas. A gas station attendant had to pump your gas. That came to an end this week. So people in Oregon now can experience the fun that we've all experienced of a lifetime with pumping our very own gas.
Yay! Congratulations. Why the change in the rule after 72 years?
I honestly, when I was reading the story, it says it's been repealed in the state Senate. There have been intermediate years and exceptions, notably in counties around 2017 during wildfires or heat waves since 2020. Proposed required gas stations to staff half of the available pumps, but allows the other pumps now to be self-service. And it says they've long pushed for the change, and it doesn't really say here why they were doing it initially. I know that for a while in Florida that you could get your gas pumped by an attendant, and I think during the Carter administration, that they wanted. That's the Carter administration are the ones that put the pump locks or the pump releases. Do you know what that is? Like when you put your gas in and you put that lock on, that when it gets full, it'll automatically release and stop.
Which, thank God, yeah. If you've ever had the gas overflow, it's not good.
And that's what he said. He goes, it was an environmental thing. That whole gas pump thing was a complete environmental thing because Carter assumed that all the gas that was overrunning out of your tank and spilling onto the ground would eventually wind up in the groundwater. So that was one of his initiatives, if I remember right, to stop that from happening. And Jimmy Carter is the reason we have the auto release gas pump.
I can tell you that I can barely remember the days of, and not only did they pump your gas, but they checked your oil.
Oh, yeah.
They cleaned your windshield, your front and your rear window.
Would air up your tires.
Check out your air filter.
Dude,
all while the gas was being pumped, they would kind of give your car a little mini 4-point inspection.
Have you ever seen The Jerk, the Steve Martin movie?
Yeah.
Dude, that whole thing about he hates these cans.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, when the sniper is trying to kill him at the gas station, that's exactly what it looked like, buddy. It looked like a Steak and Shake employee with their little hat, all white with their little oil rag. They'd come out. You'd pull up to the pump, and you'd have 2 or 3 kids, just trying to make their way through college or whatever, or some drunk old man. And they would lift your hood up. They would check all your fluid, your windshield wiper fluid, your oil, your tire pressure.
Probably bring up some sports small talk.
Oh, yeah.
See what the Dodgers did last night.
Exactly.
Man, I love that. I mean, I used to have 2 or 3 gas stations right around the corner in old P-Town that had that.
I never experienced that. I've never.
Oh,
I've never
wow.
had that.
I got to tell you, it's weird. Like, to even think about somebody else pumping my gas is weird.
Well, what other state? Isn't there another state? Jersey does it?
I think because Jack has always talked about how you can't pump your own gas in New Jersey.
Jersey is the one, yeah.
I correct myself. I've had it happen once, but it wasn't like, oh, we got to clean a windshield or anything. It was, this guy was like, yeah, I don't know why I'm doing this either.
Really?
Yeah, that was the vibe. I forgot where I was, though.
Wow. Yeah, that's, when you think about it, Jimmy, you think about all those little moments in life, those little extras of customer service that we just took so for granted, assuming they were always going to be there. Like getting on an airplane, and as soon as you got on the plane, they handed you a blanket and a pillow.
Yeah.
Now, tomorrow when I'm on a plane, they slap me and cough in my mouth. The hell?
I got smacked in the boob and tased.
Yeah, they gave me a T-shirt that says exactly what I survived. A little bit different.
I got punched in the face and told to sit down.
I mean, when you used to get more than just, nuts and a soda, but you actually got a meal.
Oh, yeah, man.
I mean, just all those little things that have just disappeared.
And I'm over here just grateful for let me get one of them dank cookies.
Oh, yeah. Those things are crazy.
Yeah, your mass-produced, plastic-bagged, oval-shaped Biscoffs. That's
Damn
my
good,
version.
though.
That's
Damn.
my version of, how's your day? Would you like a blanket?
What do you think ended it? What do you think ended the pay at the full service pump thing?
Employee shortage?
Well, that's actually one of them. And the gas station owners are like, look, we could save a lot of money if these people did it themselves. But there was one other thing that made it prevalent.
Well, it's interesting because, Ross, that was the reason why I thought that Oregon finally had to change the rules, because they can't find enough people to work the pumps.
They probably did. It was pay at the pump. So when you were able to put in your credit card at the pump and pay for your gas is when most people switched over from the full service thing and just saved the money of paying attendants to go out there and pump your gas. Plus, people were able to get in and out quicker.
Except that now you can't pay at the pump because you have to worry about the credit card skimmers, so you still have to walk your fat ass inside to pay for your gas. That is if they're not updating their system.
That's exactly what happened.
Another big pro, though, just throwing. This is why, Apple Wallet, Google Wallet, all of that. I'm not taking out my card. I'm not scanning.
It's the greatest.
But which gas stations do that, though?
Almost all of them.
A lot of them do. Mobile, I believe, does.
I just take my Apple card and just tap it right on the thing and it goes. Matter of fact, I can use my phone and just hold your phone up against the reader.
That's because I Apple Pay everything.
Yeah, I told Tori that. I said, listen, man, stop using a debit card. Just use the phone on everything you can.
Everything.
It's the safest money you can spend.
It is.
It was so great. I mean, Jersey is one of the famous holdouts. They still have it. Oregon was the other. Of course, they killed it.
Yeah, it happened to me in Oregon because I haven't been to Jersey and I have been to Oregon.
And someone is, I agree wholeheartedly. I think the name of today's show should be Slap Me and Cough in My Mouth.
All right.
You can just write that down. I heard the click of the pen. Let's move forward. 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. There's a bunch of ways to die.
Oh, man.
There are a bunch of ways. Yesterday, Well, yesterday we covered a guy, the guy who in Texas,
Ingested.
in San Antonio, that we heard initially was ingested into the jet engine, then found out he purposely jumped into the jet engine to kill himself.
my God.
This guy didn't do that. It wasn't a suicide, but I mean, I guess if you're going to go out one way, this isn't the worst. I'll tell you what that is next.
Uh-oh.
Tacos for Talkbacks is back, and we're giving away Tijuana Flats cash this Friday. Get the details at realradio.fm/taco.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Slowdowns continue on I-4 as you take the interstate both east and westbound through the Orlando area. Just a reminder that traffic will be very heavy as you travel through downtown and by the major attractions exit. Looking at a major problem still northbound on the 429 this afternoon due to a serious crash blocking all northbound lanes at New Independence Parkway. Looking at a crash southbound on the 429 that now just blocks the left shoulder between Sinclair Road and I-4. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Make quick and easy family meals with the tastiest flavors of Florida. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop and find delicious, refreshing recipes for what's in season at followfreshfromflorida.com.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Pyrospot Fireworks, your local source for the best specials. Florida's largest selection of buy one, get two free fireworks. Let the experts over at Pyrospot make you a backyard hero. Help design a perfect show using their touch screens. That way you can view the products before you actually buy them. And they have 3 locations, Longwood, Eustis, and Sanford there at the Seminole Town Center. Firework demand an all-time high. Shop early for the best selection and opening week specials like our special, the Screaming Eagle from the Jim Colbert Show. That's where you get for $199.95 any 2 500-gram cakes. That's like that one fuse fireworks show. You get 2 of those up to $139.95. In other words, that's what each one would cost. You get 3 200-gram cakes up to $39.95, 1 4-pack assorted large 8-ball Roman candle. And if you add $100 more, you get the Excalibur Premium Mortar Kit, and those things go fast. Take advantage of that today. iwantfireworks.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
So there I was, deep in the heart of the jungle. You know, solving all the puzzles, doing my thing. Then I see it. The lost treasure of Simia. I grab it and hightail it out of there in my Nissan Rogue. Suddenly, arrows. Fire. Now, I know this may sound like an epic tale of adventure, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. The temple crumbles, boom, crash, but I'm too fast with my trusty VC turbo engine.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select 2023 Nissan Rogue trims. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months on new 2023 Rogue excluding S-Trim and dealer stock. Example 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. N7523.
It's a fact. When it comes to your health care, early detection saves lives. No question about it. And when it comes to your long-term health care, you want the most information possible for sure. That's where Life Imaging FLA comes in. With Life Imaging FLA, there's no guessing game, just hard data in real time so you can create a healthcare plan that's proactive, not reactive. With my full body scan from Life Imaging FLA, I now know that I have small cysts on my kidneys, the beginnings of diverticulitis, and a moderately swollen prostate gland. That allows me to form a healthcare plan with my primary care physician to attack these issues head on. Do what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA now for your free heart scan. With just a few minimum requirements, that's a $699 value. And while you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Don't wait another minute to make that very important appointment today. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GO to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Shop Central Florida's largest selection of appliances like Bosch, LG, KitchenAid Cafe, Samsung Profile, and more during Southeast Steel's July 4th rebate days. Exclusive rebates up to $600 and 0% financing available at Southeast Steel, where you get the best deal.
Backup systems. We depend on them. Even your household budget has one. And Scott Cash Advance. Up to $500 fast with no credit check. Many locations open 24/7. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Heard of the job? Dial pound 529 on your cell. Pound law, that's all.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. 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 That's check. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 101.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. To call the show, you can text us easily at 77031. Your 5 o'clock keyword is check, CHECK. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Again, your 5 o'clock keyword is check, CHECK. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And so is Ross.
It's all true.
Scott Maxwell coming up in about 25 minutes or so. We'll talk to Scott about a number of things. One of them being this Facebook thing, or not Facebook, the Facebook message thing that the Supreme Court ruled on. We talked about it a little bit yesterday, which seems from the outside in to basically empower people who want to hassle and stalk other people via social media. And that's what Ross was saying earlier with the whole die thing.
Yeah, because you guys must have talked about that after I left yesterday, because I'm not aware of what that ruling is.
Yeah, it's bananas. It really is. And look, when Maxwell texted me this morning, he actually sent me the case because he heard us talking about it yesterday, and he said, man, I read this thing and, look at it, and it's kind of crazy, how they ruled in this. And it was a majority ruling. It was 7-2. I mean, it wasn't even close. And we'll go over that in a little bit with Scott. 407-916-1041. So I told you guys there are ways to die that are, I guess any death is bad.
Oh, so many ways.
Yeah, so many ways, right? This guy did it his way. He went, no, he didn't commit suicide with Frank Sinatra. No, he didn't do that. British man vacationing in Jamaica. He died.
All right.
His name is Timothy Southern. He's 53 years old. He was from Staffordshire, England. He was on vacation with his family in May in St. Anne, Jamaica, and he met 2 Canadian women at a bar. And they were trying to complete a 21-drink challenge to celebrate a birthday. The challenge is you walk into a bar, you order every drink on the menu, and you drink it. And that's exactly what he did, and it killed him. He joined the women to manage to have 12 drinks before returning to his room at the Royal Decameron Club in Caribbean, where he later passed away. What they didn't know when he showed up to drink half the menu is that he'd already been drinking brandy and beer all day long before he got there.
Went out hard.
Yeah. They said, he was on his back choking, and they're criticizing, the family's criticizing the care that he got after the fact. So you get that alcohol poisoning. Have you ever had alcohol poisoning?
No.
Have you ever had it, Ross?
I don't think so. I mean, I've been hungover, but...
No, I mean so drunk that you get, like, not just sick, not like drunk sick where you're spinning, but you're sick. Like, your whole body is sick, and it lasts way longer.
Yeah, I can't tell the difference between the spinning and sick.
Yeah. I got alcohol poisoning one time years ago down in Boca Raton. We were down there for a New Year's Eve party with some friends that I really didn't know all that well. And we were, like, doing shots, and this woman had a bottle of vodka that was like flavored with like Jolly Ranchers or something, right? And I was drinking, we were doing shots, and what I didn't know is they were not drinking it. I was the only one drinking it. And I was drinking it fast, hard, heavy, bad. And I wound up in the bathtub with the shower running on me to keep me cool because I felt like I was going to die and overheat while the party continued outside, by the way. And just made it through the night and then basically slept for the next 2 days to sleep it off. Probably should have gone to the hospital. That's as bad as it's ever been. Because here's the thing, you're having a good time.
Right.
You throw them at drinks, you don't really think about it. Then all of a sudden you're like, wow, I'm drunk. And then next thing you know, like, wow, I am not just drunk. Like, I feel like I'm bleeding in my stomach drunk. But that's exactly what happened to this guy. He basically drank so much that he went back to his room and died.
I'm seeing that he was choking.
Yeah, he was choking. It's exactly what happened to Jimi Hendrix.
So he choked on himself.
And Bon Scott, that's what happened to him, which is the original lead singer for AC/DC.
Yeah.
He vomited, what they call it,
aspirated his vomit.
Exactly, yeah. And I don't know exactly how this guy did. They said he just passed away. They tried to give him, I guess they didn't give him CPR. They only gave him chest compressions. And obviously there's going to be some lawsuits after this. But
I'm sure.
The guy went in there and just tried to drink the entire menu. I've never tried to do that.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I haven't either. I didn't know it was a challenge. Have you heard of that challenge before?
No, it's a very dumb challenge to have at a bar. A 21 drink challenge.
21? Yeah, no.
Yeah, 21 cocktails were on the bar. And those Canadian girls, I guess, were trying to do it. They're celebrating a birthday. And they're like, we're going to rip through this entire menu. This guy rolls up and says, I'm part of that. I'm down with that. But he'd already been drinking the entire day already.
I'm trying to find what were all the drinks.
Yeah, no. It said he was on his back choking, put him in the recovery position, screamed for an ambulance. That's what a family member did. They criticized the medical treatment once he got there. But, man, he was donezo. He joined the women and managed to have 12 drinks before returning to his room, where he later passed away.
Still an impressive feat. I don't think I've ever had 12 drinks in a 24-hour window.
Well, I've had 12 beers without question in a 24-hour window, but not 12 alcoholic drinks in a 24-hour window.
I think the most beers I've ever had was 11, and I cannot really do too many Heinekens because of it.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is it's obviously what kind of beer you're drinking. If you're like crushing Bud Lights, Miller Lights, or something like that, those 4.5%ers, if you can drink 2 or 3 of those things an hour and pretty much get rid of it, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
But if you're drinking like those heavy beers like that's Southbound Hiker from
Persimmon
the guys
Hollow.
over Persimmon, that's it's 8% or whatever. You can only get through about 3 or 4 of those before you feel it. It's like eating a loaf of bread and then getting drunk.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. No chance.
And he's there with his family. What are you doing out there drinking with other women in your family?
I know.
Like in a drinking contest with Canadian women in Jamaica with your family there. So crazy. I don't understand people sometimes, man. So crazy. Timothy Southern's guy's name. He was in St. Anne, Jamaica. I've never heard of that. It looks beautiful, though. I mean, Jamaica is in the resort areas. It's gorgeous.
Always wanted to go.
And then when you get outside the resort areas, not so gorgeous.
No.
Matter of fact, they tell you pretty much stay there, or go with somebody from the island that escorts and that the islanders know and trust, because it can get real shaky out there.
Yeah, there was. I've said this story before, but there was someone I used to work with, community leader, great guy, married to a local news anchor, Lee Norris Rayam. They went to Jamaica for their second wedding anniversary, walking on the beach. Someone offered to braid their hair or something for $5. He said, no, that's okay, man, but he gave him the 5. And of course, to us, you're being generous. To someone who's trying to braid hair on a beach, you're a mark.
Right.
Followed them back to their bungalow later that night, came back, tried to rob them, shot and killed him.
Yep, I remember that.
And so...
And it's weird. I've been to Jamaica a number of times. Jack, of course, has gone a lot. That was he and his wife's favorite place to go. They went there for a long time, every year.
Right.
I think I've gone 3 times. It's a blast. You go there and you stay in the resorts, but when you leave the resort to go to any other place, like there's a couple places like the Falls,
right?
Dun River Falls, or there's a place called Dirty Jim's. Oddly enough, I think in Jamaica, where there's like cliff diving and food and stuff, and other restaurants. But when you drive out of the resort and into the inner cities of Jamaica, Kingston, and those areas there, it's scary.
It's abject poverty we've never seen.
As a pampered American, and I will be the first one to admit it, as a pampered, entitled American, you can't imagine, that being your daily life. That kind of abject poverty is your daily life. And I will tell you, you don't have to go to the islands to do it.
No.
Just on the other side of almost every one of those resorts in Mexico is the same way.
And most everywhere around the world, so you can understand how they see you.
Oh, yeah.
Coming off those cruise ships with...
Oh, man.
Your cameras and your clothes, and they're just,
I told you that one time when we were on a cruise, one of those 7-dayers, and we stopped in that Labadee, Haiti place, they canceled one of those excursions because Haitians were waiting at the resorts owned by the cruise company. But when you leave that area, that's what you have to do to get to the top of the mountain for that zipline thing they have. Well, the locals are hanging out by that gate. There's a gate there. That when you take the fare, or not the ferry, but the taxi or whatever,
the water taxi.
No, it's not a water taxi. You're going up a mountain. It's like a Jeep with a bunch of seats, but you have to go up this mountain to get to where the zip line is. I mean, they're waiting right there by the gate to just they're not going to accost you. They were all good people, but they're there hoping you'll give them some money or give them something and stuff. Yeah, and apparently they can be very aggressive. That's what the guy was saying. Is like they can get aggressive sometimes.
I didn't pen you as a zipline guy.
I'm not, but I did it because that was the one I was just telling you. We did that thing called the pterodactyl or the thunderbird or whatever.
Yep, no,
it's one of the longest ones in the Caribbean.
Would you say that you were just there for the zip line?
That's all. I mean, you've been on a cruise, right?
Yeah, but I don't think I've ever zip lined.
Yeah, it's fun. It's very safe because they give you a whole class beforehand. The harness is ridiculous. I mean, theoretically, the line would have to break for you to be in trouble, and even then, you're not so far off the canopy that you wouldn't have a chance. And then a lot of it's over water. It's shallow water, but again, you'd have another chance.
That's promising.
Yeah.
I like how you said that as a sales point. You got a chance.
Exactly.
You got a chance of surviving.
I don't think they've ever had a major accident there, but they did not want anybody leaving the resort area to go to the excursions because.
They didn't want any.
They said there was a bridge washout, but we heard from the other employees there, like, there ain't no bridge washout. The only washout is people up there with machetes.
Waiting for you.
Looking to get $10. That's what they're looking.
Were you the guy just like always bringing up like, so when are we going to zip line? Like, were you the person who, took the initiative?
No, they had to drag me to it.
Okay.
Yeah, because, my wife booked it with our friends who were on the cruise with us, and they were down. They were zipline crazy. They couldn't wait to go. But for me, I had to be talked into it because, man, when you get up there, the grate is steel, and it's that steel mesh. So when you're walking out to get into the harness to get onto the zip line, you're 100 feet in the air, and you can look through the thing that you're standing on, and then you have to step off that voluntarily to zip down the run there.
No, thank you.
And it is, it's a, for me, I got a heights thing.
Yeah.
So just climbing up the tower was a bit much.
Well, it's on my bucket list to chafe 200 feet above a forest.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
It's on the list.
It's a blast. It was, I think, about $90 for the ride, but it was worth it.
Free baby powder?
No, you don't get chafed or anything like that. It was great.
And so it's a smooth ride.
Yeah, smooth ride. All right, 47916-1041. Text us at 77031. Scott Maxwell up next.
How else are you going to know what we're up to off the air? Find us and like us. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Slowdowns continue in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon, especially between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road and between US 27 and the 429. A serious crash is blocking all northbound lanes on the 429 near New Independence Parkway. A crash southbound on the 429 is blocking the left shoulder between Sinclair Road and I-4, and looking at heavy delays westbound on the 408 due to a crash reported near Tampa Avenue. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
You know, I love so much that some of our clients can really change your lives, and they've been doing it for a long time, and this is one for sure. Your eyes are the window into your world, and that's why I would never even turn you guys on to a discount surgical center for LASIK vision correction. I would only endorse the best out there, and that is the Filutowski Eye Institute. They are the recognized leader in vision correction surgery here in Central Florida. I trust them. I trust them so much. My son and my father-in-law have both gotten these surgeries, and they absolutely loved it. Changed their life overnight. And one of the reasons they're so good at it, they've done so many, 65,000 of these surgeries here in Central Florida for over 30 years. And even better, they use the latest state-of-the-art LASIK technology with fast recovery times. Most people are back to work the very next day. You can start seeing the way you were meant to. No more glasses or contacts, no more fuzzy vision. Just contact the Filutowski Eye Institute today. Simply text 1041 to the number 868686. Schedule that consultation. Find out what they can do for you. And even better, 24-month interest-free financing to qualified patients is available. Again, schedule the consultation today. Text 1041 to 868686. It's the Filutowski Eye Institute. They are the smart choice, and to me, the only choice for LASIK vision correction.
Santo Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Santo Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Get your tickets now
at AXS.com
for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Coming back to Las Vegas.
2 nights.
September 22nd and 23rd.
1 stage.
At T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live. Only on Hulu.
This is the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Buy your tickets for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival now.
Before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
That's AXS.com.
Fence Outlet has the largest assortment of vinyl, wood, aluminum, chain link, and steel fences in Florida. That means we have the styles you want at the guaranteed lowest price. Right now, put no money down and get 0% financing on any fence. Go to fenceoutlet.com today. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Whether you need a new roof, new windows, new gutters, or maybe a new door, Mike the Home Builder is the guy to call, and that's at myhomebuildersnetwork.com. Mike has been on this station for years, and he's a great guy. He did my roof and gutters, and he can do the same for you. Great installation, great service, all at a fair price. Trust someone local, someone we trust here at Real Radio. It's Mike the Home Builder, and you find him at myhomebuildersnetwork.com.
Just come out, just come out. The man when you're in trouble, car accidents, slips and falls, he's the only one that you should call. Just come out when you're injured on the go.
Orlando Attorney Mo DeWitt, sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
It's Ram season, which means it's time to serve with Ram 1500, Ram 3500, and Ram TRX. Hurry in now for great deals on the trucks that are built to serve. And right now during Ram season, get 10% below MSRP on the purchase of 2023 Ram 1500 Bighorn models equipped with a V6 engine. Not compatible with lease offers or any other consumer incentive offers. Contact dealer for details. Take retail delivery by 7/5/23.
Get ready to save with Spectrum One. You get Spectrum Internet delivering fast and reliable speeds for $49.99 a month. Free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced privacy and security. And a free Spectrum mobile line with unlimited talk, text, and data, plus nationwide 5G. Go to spectrum.com/save more and use the Spectrum One savings calculator to see how much you can save today. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
We hear you, Orlando, loud and clear. You are growing. People are thriving.
and business is booming. Ocean Bank has been helping businesses grow for over 40 years. And now, we are here to bring you even more possibilities with our new branch right in the heart of the city. The power of Ocean has come to Orlando. Visit us at our new branch in downtown or go online to oceanbank.com to learn more. Ocean Bank, member FDIC.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Welcome to the good stuff. I'm Jacob Schick, a third-generation combat Marine.
And I'm his co-host and wife, Ashley Schick. We believe everyone has a story to tell, not only about the peaks, but the valleys they've been through to get them to where they are today. We're joined by some amazing guests who share the lessons they've learned that shaped who they are and what they're doing to pay it forward and give back.
Listen to the good stuff on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
As America's largest injury law firm, size is our strength. Morgan & Morgan.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Yeah. Drinking dope.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. It's very nice of you to play Scott's favorite song, Doug. Good job.
I got him.
Good
He
job, buddy.
loves Metro Boomin.
All right, your 5 o'clock keyword is check, CHECK. Go to realradio.fm and send it away for your chance at $1,000. We've only had one winner. Let's get one before we get a break. I'd love to do that. Again, your 5 o'clock keyword is check. Good luck. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Along with Ross.
It's true.
And every Wednesday around this time, we invite our good friend. He writes for the Orlando Sentinel. Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, you can read his column. And, of course, you can find him every day on Twitter at Scott_Maxwell. Good and loud for Scott Maxwell, guys.
Oh, yeah. What is up, guys? Always good to see you.
What's up, Killer? How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. This is always the highlight of my week. After you guys, it's all downhill.
In other words, we make it easier for you to just cruise through your life. Very good.
Every day on Wednesday, I have make it through 20 minutes with Colbert.
Oh, yeah. That's all you got to do. Well, you texted me pretty early this morning because I guess you heard our conversation yesterday afternoon regarding the Supreme Court's decision, 7-2 decision, by the way. It wasn't even close on this case out of, I forget what state it was. Scott, do you remember what state it was by any chance? Colorado, there you go. Where a guy was basically harassing and haranguing this local singer who had contacted 4 years before to ask to play a charity event. She responded and then never heard anything back from him. And then 4 years later, out of nowhere, this guy started texting some pretty caustic stuff to her, including one that said, die. Now, it doesn't say, I'm going to kill you or I'm going to help you die. It just said, die, we don't need you. This case, he was arrested, convicted, and I think he spent a few years in jail. The Supreme Court just overturned this case to send it back to the state courts to see what they would do with it. And again, it wasn't even close. And what I was talking about yesterday, Deb, is what we couldn't understand is, there's no threshold to when it goes from just being messaging to action. And we've had situations like this before where you have an officer look at you and go, well, if it wasn't a direct threat or the guy isn't pictured holding an AK, saying I'm coming for you with this gun, that it is not they don't consider that a threat. It's just words protected by the First Amendment.
Which in this
That's right.
day and age doesn't make a lot of sense, considering bullying over social media is a huge issue, especially for our kids, but even for adults alike.
Deb, your point is the first one that came to my mind. We are living in an age where see something, say something is what we are told over and over and over again. And we have a tough time. I mean, I have a tough time, deciding whether you want to bring in the authorities when you see somebody, but what we're acting odd or threatening or potentially violent. But what we're told is if you don't speak up, then you could be part to a violent act happening. And I should back this up. Part of the reason I'm interested in this is the same reason all of you guys are. And I'm very interested in the First Amendment. I am a big believer in free speech. I'm a near absolutist on free speech. When my liberal friends are trying to shut down the Nazis from speaking on campus, I say, bring in the Nazis. Let them speak. The way to combat hateful speech is not to silence it and turn that speaker, by the way, into a martyr.
Yeah.
It's by offering smarter speech.
Critical thinking.
You let it all go out. However, there is a saying that we all know, especially those of you in radio, free speech is one thing, but you can't yell fire in a crowded theater.
Right.
It's the notion that once you start to endanger other people, there's another expression that you have the freedom to swing the freedom to swing your fist stops at my nose.
Right.
You can, as soon as you impact me. And I think, as I think you all do, I think this ruling was pretty troubling because what they basically said was that this guy who sent hundreds of texts, a guy who had a history of making violent threats.
He'd done it years before, yes.
Who was on supervised release.
Yes.
As I understand, as I read in the Supreme Court, really, for doing this. What they basically argued, or his attorney successfully argued, was that he claimed he didn't know what he was doing was threatening. And I read a comment from a woman named Mary Ann Frank. She's a law professor at the University of Miami. And her take on this was that the Supreme Court, quote, just decreed that stalking is free speech protected by the First Amendment if the stalker genuinely believes his actions are non-threatening. She said, in other words, the more deluded the stalker, the more protected his stalking.
The more delusional. And that's the thing is that's so crazy because, us in this business, we've had a couple people in this building who have dealt with people of this nature, and the delusion is real. So the problem is the fine line it takes the person to go from delusion to action. And actually, we just got a text in. It said, thank God for the Supreme Court of the United States. These statements in the court case were certainly vague and not necessarily threatening. The threshold for free speech should be extremely high, specifically in polarized times like this. I would agree with that within reason.
It should be high. But an example that where everybody knows where a non-threatening text is a text, it's like a joke. A mob guy walks in and says, boy, it would be a shame if something happened to your business.
Yeah.
Of course, he's not saying I'm going to burn down your business, but it's almost a joke. Everybody knows what that means.
Right.
It's implied threat.
Right.
It's an implied. And here's the other problem I have with their definition. And as you mentioned, this was not a unanimous verdict. I think it was Amy Coney Barrett and I think Clarence Thomas or Alito? I can't remember.
It was Thomas.
One of them, the two conservative justices who dissented on this. That one of the things is it has to be a reasonable person would interpret this as a threat. Well, this guy was convicted by a jury of his peers. That's a pretty resounding answer that a group of 9 or 12 people, depending on how many it is in Colorado, said they viewed these comments as a threat. As you said, there were comments like die. There were comments where he said, I saw where you are at this point in time in your white Jeep or whatever.
That's exactly what it was.
And I got to tell you, on a bigger scale, I believe my bigger concern is I believe we've gotten to a point where people are far less accountable for what they say than they used to be. Thanks largely to social media, people say like slander is hardly a thing anymore. You can be called, there was a day in newspapers you would say like you can say anything about a public official except call him a pedophile. A pedophile is going to get you, you're going to lose your job, you're going to lose your paper. People get called pedophiles 10 times a day.
Right, yeah.
I've been called a pedophile 4 times a day. I'm not joking. I am not joking.
No way.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I wrote about the drag court ruling today.
Oh, that's
absolutely.
right.
And I don't mean in emails. I mean in public forums.
Unbelievable.
And I believe we've gotten away from any sort of accountability. You should be able to say what you want to say as long as it's true and as long as it's not threatening or impacts other people. the jury seemed to agree this was pretty threatening.
And real quick, I'm going to get to you, Ross, real quick. But the thing, and this is the headline from NBC News: Supreme Court rules for online stalker convicted of making, quote, true threats. And the problem I have with this, and much like the artist said, is even if you didn't say, I want to kill you, I'm coming over with a knife, I'm loading my gun for you right now, what the environment that he created for her did not allow her to do her job anymore. He changed her life because she was so frightened to go out in public because of this guy's, because of these texts, that she couldn't really do her job anymore. That has to have some value somewhere. It can't just be a bodily threat. This guy made her environment so dangerous to her that she didn't feel that she could leave her house to do her job.
I'll let Ross go. Go ahead, Ross.
This is so reminiscent. We got a text, and I forgot how interesting this case was from a couple of years ago. Michelle Carter, I believe, was her name. She was the young woman who was in a kind of like an online relationship with a guy, and the guy started talking about suicide.
Yes, that's right.
And then she says, hey, do it. You should do it.
Yeah.
Are you going to do it? And now I would look at that and go, well, is she telling him? Now, there are some blatant examples that it's her literally saying, kill yourself.
Right, yeah.
But then in those examples of do it, are you going to do it? Does the Supreme Court sign off on that? Because now you're saying that I'm not telling you to kill yourself, but you told me that you would, and I'm asking you, are you? Over and over and over again. She was charged with involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah.
I know that she got out of jail. I don't remember what the exact end result was, but she was charged for manslaughter by poking and prodding this guy's suicide, who ended up killing himself.
Yeah. Now,
and I have a little tougher problem with that one because there wasn't actually an action there being threat. She wasn't even proposing an action on her own part. I think the way I look at this one is think about this all in your own life. What, Ross, your wife comes up to you. Your wife comes up to you and says, hey, Ross, I've got a guy who has Facebook messaged me upwards of like 800 times and has said among those 800 things, I think you should die, and I'm watching where you are. Are you going to say, don't pay it, don't pay anything to that, sweetheart. Have a great day.
Just
go about your business.
Some just Facebook kook.
Yeah. It's just worst case scenario, death.
Yeah.
Stalkers killing people is the worst case scenario here, and I just don't see the ups. I guess the upside is going, if you open up the can of worms of free speech in any shape or form, it's almost like the Supreme Court took the lazy route out. We don't want to do the work. You were asking us to really think about this?
And that's exactly what they did. They sent it down to the lower courts for them to decide it. But if you think of the ones we know about, the girl that was killed here in Orlando, and then the woman who was killed by the person who ran her fan club, Chapman, who shot Lennon. All these people were like fans of these people. They were fans. They were adoring fans. Matter of fact, I believe Mark David Chapman asked Lennon for his autograph before he shot it.
Yeah, and Selena was killed by the president of her fan club.
That's the one, right? So what I'm saying, and the point I was trying to make earlier is, how can you even define when it's going to go from these messages to action? They're not going to say that usually. And let me just read this quick paragraph from the story. The state had to show only that a reasonable person would understand his statements as threats. Now, that's what Elena Kagan said. She wrote that from the majority. Quote, it did not have to show any awareness on his part that the statements should be understood that way. For the reason stated, that is a violation of the First Amendment.
Isn't it interesting from a court that, was up in a tizzy when there were protesters outside their doors?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's right. So a reasonable person, we've sort of established, views what he did as a threat because the jury convicted him. So they're reasonable people for the most part. But because he claims, by the way, you don't really know what's going on in his head, because he claims he didn't think it was a threat, it's not a threat. And I think, I think that's dangerous. I think you could maybe take an argument over whether his punishment was too severe. Does he maybe lose his liberty, his his freedom, or maybe should he get enjoined with a protective order or something like that? But it's really the same argument. It's whether this is illegal speech or not. And I think every group up to the Supreme Court said it was threatening.
He actually sent a text to her that said, I've tapped phone lines before. What do you fear? I mean, again, when you talk to reasonable people, I would ask that if any one of the Supreme Court members had their loved one text that, how would they react to it? Would they think it's just a nonchalant kook on social media just being silly, or would they consider that an actual threat?
Didn't Pelosi's, I know she's not on the Supreme Court, but Pelosi's husband just got like axed by one of those stalker dudes?
Well, I mean, it's that whole thing that, he came in the house. He was mentally ill as well. And they think
he wasn't a happy stalker though. He was
he was there to do damage,
type stalker. But yeah, and you're right about the girl. The singer. I'm forgetting her name also at the Plaza.
Yeah, Grimy.
Yeah, Christina Grimmie.
Yeah, Grimmie. That's it.
Christina
Not Grimy.
Right.
No.
Yeah. That's how. And I believe we've gotten sort of numb, and I think it's largely social media. I believe we've gotten numb to the power of sort of words and responsibility for what you say, and that's why for all of the things that I do not like about social media, and all the things I think they should be regulated for, when social media bosses say they want the power to take down posts that are untrue or that are slanderous, you're damn right. I think they have a right. I think they have more than a right. I think they have an obligation. In fact, I think they fall pretty short of their obligation to patrol a lot of what's said on their platforms. They're handing these folks a megaphone.
Yeah, that's the first thing I said is when I read the story, I literally had to read it again because I'm like, man, it feels like the Supreme Court is empowering people like this with this decision. It almost seems like if somebody's out there and they have this kind of gear where they don't mind doing this to people, terrorizing them like this, it just kind of gave them even more leeway to do so.
There's no wonder that support in the Supreme Court is at its lowest level in decades.
Yeah. Well, and I think this is worth noting is that whenever a new comic walks up to me and goes, "Hey, what do I do?" And the first answer I have is, you got to be on the internet. You have to make content. It's the only blueprint that I'm aware of right now in 2023.
Right.
They go out, they do that, they make content. It goes viral. All of a sudden, they walk up to me and they go, "Yo, I'm getting followers, but I'm also getting death threats."
That's right. That's right.
I've got this internet. I've got all these followers, and now somebody says, "Unfollowed, I'm going to kill you."
Right.
And then guess what my response is as somebody who's been doing comedy now for over a decade?
Take it.
That's an honor.
Yeah.
That's a privilege because I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
The bigger platform you get, you're going to have people sending. No, I think we've all gotten a death threat here.
Dude, I got to get ragged on this texting service every day of my life. I mean, nobody threatened me. Well, few people threatened me.
Yeah, there was a threat recently.
Few people threatened me.
Yeah, there was a threat recently.
And what's weird is like this, semi-professional comedian out of Florida is going, that's the goal. There's nothing you have to deal with. Right. That's part of the game now. You're going to get death threats if you have 50,000 followers.
Somebody said here, quote, trying to be cute, newsflash, free speech can make people uncomfortable. There's no question about that. It's not ideal. There's no question there either. And it's not fair. But the trade-off is we have the freedom to say what we want. And again, I think that is a broad brush when you say the freedom to say what we want. And I love it when people like this who really have nobody that would do that to them can say things like that because they were more than likely in their life, they're not in a position where somebody's going to stalk them. And I'm not trying to be a dick, but if you're a UPS driver out there, more than likely, you're not going to get stalked by somebody. But people who are in the public eye, this happens to pretty frequently. And I would wonder what that person would think if that was his daughter. If he would have that same idea about free speech, if it was his kid getting hassled by somebody on Facebook, even another kid, it wouldn't matter. Just continuously berated. Continuously berated. 800 messages. Continuously berated. What would happen?
And I'm even okay with the hassling aspect of it. You are allowed. The Constitution grants you the right to go on Twitter or to text me every day and say Scott Maxwell is dumb as a rock. He's a hacky gas bag who sucks at his job. He'd make most toilet cleaners look like geniuses. Amen. Would that bother me? Maybe. But you got absolutely every right. What you can't do is call me a pedophile.
Right.
And what you can't do is threaten me with physical violence. And every reasonable person until you got to the Supreme Court who looked at this said that's what this guy was doing. And I just think you have to be really careful when you're talking about people who are sending messages saying that they hope they die, not that they hope they kill them, but that they hope they die and that they're being watched. I think that's pretty clear.
Somebody also sent breaking news. The Supreme Court says it's okay if you threaten somebody with death as long as you send a winking emoji.
And that's kind of like where we're at.
True.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to cut your head off.
Like,
just joking.
Yeah, if I threaten you and then I polish it off with a J/K, I think I'm good, right?
LOL.
Yeah, absolutely. And Deb's also right. I got to tell you, the Supreme Court does have they are sinking, and this we don't normally talk national stuff, but this stuff with Alito taking these trips funded by billionaires. I'm just a podunk guy covering a podunk town and a podunk state, but when I've been watching this stuff for 20 years, every time some little crappy backwoods legislator ends up taking some trip that's been funded by some think tank or lobbyist or and they give all these justifications just like Alito does, I say, here's the bottom line. What is so hard about this for you to understand? What is so difficult about you paying for your own vacation? That is what 99.9% of Americans do. Why is it so difficult? And by the way, Ron DeSantis is going to run into a bit of this right now with his $20,000 to $50,000 golf simulator that he's got put in by a donor. Once again, he can give all the excuses for why it might be technically okay, and that's up for grabs. But most people pay for their own golf simulator if they think they need one,
and their own mother's houses.
Yes,
and nephews' educations.
Yeah, there's a lot of that right now. That's because obviously they ran into it with Clarence as well, and the Alita stuff I think is maybe even a little bit worse when you look at it through. I guess he tried to kind of push it off by saying, "Well, I had to sleep in an uncomfortable bed."
Oh,
well, he also said that he took he's got a flight on a private plane,
right? Yeah,
which most people, I think, experts would say, would value at something like $20,000. But his argument was that the seat would have been vacant. Right. If he wasn't in it, so it had a $0 value.
That's not the way it works. That's not the way it works. In the Supreme Court, you should know that. That's not the way it works.
Right.
It's not the way it works.
You're pissing on my shoes and trying to tell me it's raining, and you're on the Supreme Court.
Yeah. You should know better. All right, buddy. We didn't get to your column today, but I know you wrote a column about the drag ban.
Right here in Orlando, that's going on, and some other stuff.
Yeah, go check it out. It's Scott Maxwell right there in the Orlando Sentinel, orlandosentinel.com. Get your subscription. It's dirt cheap, and you get great information every single day. Plus, on Sunday, you get awesome coupons. How do you lose?
Publix. You get the circular, you get comics.
And, of course, every day, Scott_Maxwell. Scott, good seeing you, buddy. We'll have a good weekend.
Take care, guys.
Bye, Scott.
All right, 407-916-1041. Load them up. We'll do trivia next.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by LASIK Plus.
The NFL is reportedly preparing to hand down more suspensions to players for violating its gambling policy. It'll happen sometime this week. Viewership records were set during Game 3 of the College World Series Finals. ESPN says nearly 3.6 million viewers tuned in on Monday night. And Zach Eflin will take the mound for the Rays tonight in Arizona. He'll try to join teammate Shane McClanahan in the 10-win club. I'm Scott Davidson.
Do it. Take the first step towards LASIK and score a great deal at LASIK Plus today. Right now, LASIK Plus is offering $1,000 off their Wave Light Laser when treated in July. That's $500 off per eye with guaranteed financing. Visit mylasicoffer.com for details.
Man, it is hot. I mean, hot. If you don't have AC in the state this time of year, it actually is dangerous. That's exactly what Deb's mother ran into, a little bit older, and that heat could be very detrimental. Thank God we had Mills Air ready to go, because even the company she dealt with for years was unable to come through for her. One phone call to Leon Mills, and that was all done. Not only did she get a great install and an incredible product, she got it fast and at a great price as well. That's what they do for everybody. Everybody, guys. That's why we love endorsing these guys. They've been doing it for 30 plus years. Their techs know all the brands inside and out. You don't even have to know what kind of AC you have. But if you do happen to need a new one, these guys are Carrier Factory authorized dealers. What that means is up to $1,275 in rebates on that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to the experts at Mills Air. We love these guys. You will love doing business with them. They're family owned and operated. Call today. Schedule that appointment. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
It may be sunny out now, but severe storm season is just around the corner. Your local O'Reilly Auto Parts has the emergency supplies you may need, including generators, tarps, emergency lighting, and cleanup supplies. Prepare now for severe storms ahead with a visit to the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly. Auto Parts.
Attention business owners, was your company impacted during COVID? If you had W-2 employees during 2020 and 2021, you may be entitled for up to $26,000 per employee through the Employee Retention Credit Program. This is not alone. The IRS paid back billions already. We've helped thousands of businesses just like yours, so let us help you. At ERC Business Solutions, we make it simple. We do it all for you, so you won't have to worry about the complex application process. There's absolutely no risk. If you don't get paid, we don't get paid. Most businesses do qualify, even those with no decline in revenues or those that already got PPP. Discover how much you can claim. There's no cost or obligation. Call now. 800-375-1175. That's 800-375-1175. Get up to $26,000 per employee. Call 800-375-1175. 800-375-1175.
If you're a pro painter, do you know how much you're paying per gallon for paint? Paint stores try to convince you that you're getting a good deal with deep discounts. But what they don't tell you is their starting price is too high to begin with. If you buy paint from the Home Depot, you're getting the lowest price per gallon on Behr paint, guaranteed. We offer everyday low prices on every gallon of top-rated Behr paints, stains, and primers. Plus, pros earn discounts through our Pro Extra Paint Rewards program. That's the value of the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only. See store for details.
There's never been a better time to get that Rolex. Right now at IDC, you can get 5 years zero-interest financing on any pre-owned Rolex watch. A $10,000 Submariner comes to just $167 a month. All hard-to-find pre-owned Rolex models are included. Hundreds to choose from. Wear it today and spread your payments over 5 whole years without a dime in interest. A $12,000 Daytona is just $200 a month. Hurry, this extraordinary offer ends July 2nd. Only at International Diamond Center. Approved credit, 20% down payment required. See store for details.
This 0% finance offer at IDC is insane. People are driving for hours to do this. It's 5 years, zero interest financing. Whether you spend $3,000 or $30,000, you can spread your payments over 5 years with zero in interest. And this includes every diamond at IDC. All shapes, from 1 carat to 20 carats, GIA certified diamonds. Get the extreme value price IDC is known for. For a limited time, enjoy 5 years, zero interest financing. Now through July 2nd at International Diamond Center.
For details, visit shopidc.com on approved credit.
Celebrate freedom on your free iHeartRadio app. The freedom to stream your favorite station from anywhere. The freedom to hear the artists you love on demand. And the freedom to binge the biggest podcasts of the summer. Take what you love everywhere you go. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Every dog has its day, and now it has its own exhibit, too. Orlando Science Center explores the science behind where dogs came from, how they experience the world, and what makes our bond with them so special. In Dogs, A Science Tale, hands-on exhibits will let you see, hear, and smell the world just like dogs do. You'll have a ball sniffing out hidden smells, testing your speed against different breeds, and examining dogs and their role in history and culture. Step into the role of archaeologist and dig deep into the story of our forever friends. Get tickets at osc.org.
It's Ram season, which means it's time to serve with Ram 1500, Ram 3500, and Ram TRX. Hurry in now for great deals on the trucks that are built to serve. And right now during Ram season, get 10% below MSRP on the purchase of 2023 Ram 1500 Bighorn models equipped with a V6 engine. Not compatible with lease offers or any other consumer incentive offers. Contact dealer for details. Take retail delivery by 7/5/23.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Radio 104.1.
You can watch radio being made on a daily basis. Jim Colbert Show.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Got a few minutes to use that 5 o'clock keyword. It's check, C-H-E-C-K. Get over to realradio.fm and send that away. Maybe you can win that $1,000 here at the last moment.
That would be great if you did.
Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Ross has the sauce jar.
All aboard!
Chugga, chugga. Choo choo.
Clickety clack, clickety clack.
I have a pair of tickets to go ahead and see the single greatest soccer team on the planet, Orlando City SC versus the Chicago Fire FC, Saturday, July 1st at Exploria Stadium. Kickoff is at 7:30. The boys haven't lost in like a month and a half. Sure, a lot of draws, a couple of games that we should have won, but my statement still holds true. We're undefeated in over a month and a half. Let's go. And that is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage put their fully trained expert moving crews to work for you in packing your furniture, handling your furniture safely, safe driving customer service, and so much more. Speaking of the more part, if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, that'll get you a discount. So book them today at centomoving.com. That's C-E-N-T-O moving.com. Nice clickety-clack. Back to you.
Thank you, Deb. I appreciate that greatly. Ross, who is first today, buddy?
Do you see all the names on the screen, by the way?
Yeah.
It's all biblical.
It's all biblical.
It's all biblical. Let's welcome James number 1.
James number 1. James, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. Want to play a little game with us?
I would love to.
Let's do it, buddy.
Want to play a game?
All right, James, this is a really easy game. I say that every time. I got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of the answers is untrue. It's a lie. If you can find it, I will send you to the sauce jar. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go, buddy. On this day in 1926, remember that, 1926, actor, writer, director, producer, this guy does it all, comedy icon.
Ben Stiller.
1926.
Oh, sorry.
Steve Martin.
You've definitely laughed at one of his movies before. He is not afraid to tackle sensitive topics.
1926. Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks is the answer, guys.
Good job, Ross.
He's bad at paddleball, and his saddle is on fire. Mel Brooks was born on this day. Here are 3 fun facts about Mel Brooks and 1 smelly campfire of a lie. Number 1. In all of his movie posters and DVD covers, he's featured wearing glasses. Number 2, he served in World War II as a combat engineer, a fancy way to say he dismantled landmines. Number 3, he's one of only 16 EGOTs, meaning he's won an Oscar, a Tony, an Emmy, and a Grammy. And lastly, before he became an iconic writer and producer, he made money playing drums in a jazz band. Which one of those is untrue?
Number 1.
Number 1's the answer, buddy. You're a winner.
Yay!
Can I tell you something? I would have told you beforehand that somebody was going to guess it on the first try. But he does appear on all of his movies and DVD posters, but he's always the bust of his head is always on. So if you go to find any Mel Brooks movie poster or DVD, there's a bust of his head on the cover somewhere in the photograph.
Huh.
I didn't write that one fast enough, guys. I apologize.
You seem like a soldier bummed.
Yeah, I am bummed because here's the thing.
First winner 2 days in a row.
Yeah, but
at least Deb is there to remind you.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, I appreciate that.
You're welcome. It's only been 2 days though. We won't make it 3.
Of all those things, he snap answered number 1. Like, did anybody have any idea that this guy? Could you picture Mel Brooks crawling across the field, dismantling landmines in World War II? He was actually part of the Battle of the Bulge.
Wow.
What?
Yes.
No way.
Now, the EGOT thing you can believe, right?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
because he's unbelievably talented.
Still funny, too.
And before he became that writer and producer, he learned how to drum from Buddy Guy. I think it's Buddy Guy, one of the most premier drummers in the history of music. That's where he learned it. And at 14 years old, that's how he made money, playing drums in jazz bands.
Wow.
A couple other things you may not know about Mel Brooks before we get over to Ross Thoughts. He was co-creator of the TV show Get Smart.
Damn.
And do you know when that show was put out that they considered it anti-American?
Really?
Yeah. Do you know why? Why do you think that they would think Get Smart? Are you familiar with the show, Ross?
I think I know it as a movie.
Yeah, so you're right. You would have seen the movie. It's like a Dragnetti kind of thing, like
with Steve Carell, I think.
Yeah, you're right. But they considered it anti-American because he was a goof, and he was supposed to be one of the top agents, and he was kind of a goof, so they thought it was ragging on our secret services kind of thing.
Yeah.
Blazing Saddle gets credit for the biracial buddy movie.
Really?
Think about that for a second. You had Gene Wilder.
I was going to say, that's every film after that.
Right. Then you have 48 Hours.
Yep.
Lethal Weapon. Silver Streak had Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor.
Right, exactly.
So they say that movie was the start of the biracial buddy movie, Blazing Saddles. I never heard that before I read it today.
It checks out.
Yeah.
It really does.
World War Z, the book that was turned into a blockbuster movie starring Brad Pitt, was written by his son, Max. Max Brooks wrote the book World War Z that they turned into one of the best zombie movies out there. I will put World War Z against any zombie movie up there, except for 28 Days Later, because that's the best ever.
Yeah. I'm right there with you.
His real name is Melvin James Kaminsky. The reason he changed it to Brooks is there was another well-known trumpeter already working in the area named Mel Kaminsky. So he changed his name to Brooks, which is a form of his mother's last name, which I think was Brookstone. So he took Brooks and said, Mel Brooks is my name now.
Oh, wow.
There you go. Mel Brooks, 93, I think, today or something like that. 97 today, maybe. Yeah, 97 years old today.
I remember hearing
Still
this
kicking.
joke, and I think I've even shared this before, but, they always say that you couldn't make Blazing Saddles today.
Right, yeah.
And it's because they already made it.
Yeah.
It's like some street joke that I've heard before, and it always tickles me.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Thoughts?
Yes! Guys, we all have our strengths, right? I wrote down all of my strengths, but then I realized that's not good radio. I wrote down all of my weaknesses, and then I went, that's entertaining. After the break.
We'll find out what those are next.
About a third of U.S. adults say they regularly get their news from Facebook. Might as well get it from us. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at slowdowns in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, things are slow between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road and between US 27 and the 429. All northbound lanes remain blocked on the 429 due to a serious crash near New Independence Parkway. If you happen to see any other traffic problems, just make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
I'm back, and look at all the Fresh from Florida produce I brought home.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
It's refreshing to know that locally grown Fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Are you ready to put some cash in your pocket? Because Real Radio is giving you a chance to win $1,000 by putting $1,000 in your hand. You know the deal with our national contest. We'll give you a keyword at the top of every hour from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And all you have to do is enter it on our website at realradio.fm for your chance to win. With 13 chances every weekday, you'll have plenty of opportunities to win $1,000 in your hand. But there is a catch, because there's always a catch. Right. If you get a call, you need to answer your phone. That's right. The key to winning is picking up your phone when we call. So don't send us to voicemail. This contest brought to you locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Ken Jeong. From The Masked Singer, Community, The Hangover Trilogy, and Dr. Ken.
To be hangover rich and famous as an Asian kid, man. My dad went from father to freeloader just like that, you know? You better get me good grades. After the hangover, you better get me S-Class Mercedes.
Ken Jeong Live, October 8th, inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa. Tickets are on sale now. For tickets, go to Ticketmaster.com or HardRockTampa.com. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season and available in the produce section right now. Whoa! Hey, careful now. There's plenty of juicy watermelon and other tasty Florida-grown produce for everyone. I mean, all you have to do is ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout. Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season and available in the produce section right now. Whoa! Hey, careful now. There's plenty of juicy watermelon and other tasty Florida-grown produce for everyone. I mean, all you have to do is ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
Do you suffer from depression or anxiety? Have you tried medication but wonder what it would be like to try something different? CNS Healthcare is now conducting clinical trials using non-traditional options such as medicinal mushrooms, LSD, CBD, and THC in a safe, controlled, physician-monitored setting in their downtown Orlando location. So if you want to learn more about medicinal mushrooms, LSD, CBD, and THC, call CNS Healthcare at 407-425-5100. All services are free, and there's no need for health insurance at CNS Healthcare.
Live your 4th of July with Sky King Fireworks. Sky King Fireworks in Cocoa on 520 and in Melbourne on 192 has buy one, get one on all fireworks with the largest selection of buy one, get two. Sky King Fireworks has the largest selection of the loudest, biggest, brightest, and safest fireworks with a no-dud guarantee. Sky King Fireworks has buy one, get one on all fireworks in the store and the largest selection of buy one, get twos. Nobody beats the king. For easy directions, visit SkyKingFireworks.com.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler, like choosing True as One checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truest One checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at CentoMoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GO to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassie's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Let the professionals at Fence Outlet save you time and money. We handle everything from the free estimate to the install. We do it all, and you get 0% financing. So come into Fence Outlet or visit fenceoutlet.com today. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
I had a radio listener call me after an accident. The insurance company offered him $700. He hired me that day and we recovered $100,000. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Potential clients may not obtain same or similar results. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, credit. C-R-E-D-I-T. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
So apparently Facebook is still a thing?
Search gym members and join our group.
Hit me up with some of that thug.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. 6 o'clock keyword, credit, C-R-E-D-I-T. Go to realradio.fm, send that off. Maybe you can win that $1,000. Credit is your 6 o'clock keyword. Good luck. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Ross has some thoughts.
It's weird. It's funny. Sometimes.
Let's find out.
It's Ross. Spelled like sauce. It's Ross Thoughts.
Ross Thoughts is brought to you by Persimmon Hollow Brewing. Why? Because they make elite beer. I was down in DeLand checking out their DeLand location.
It's the OG, right?
Yeah, the OG. What a cool location. If you're down in DeLand, if you haven't tried your local brewery, you got to change that. So this is I have not stopped writing in my journal.
Oh, good for you, man.
And yesterday, I was writing down all my strengths because I once heard that from somewhere that, like, if you're ever, wondering why you weren't good at anything, well, no, you got to just remind yourself.
Right.
So write down your strengths.
Sure thing, player.
And then because, I don't know, I'm sadistic maybe, I have no idea, but I was like, that's boring. So I wrote down like 5 strengths, and none of them was physical.
Well, they don't have to be. True strength really isn't physical.
I was going to say, true strength is the,
I mean, I would think true strength. I think figurative strength is what you guys are talking about, but literal strength
is...
but
I mean, how many of those could you really have?
But, I mean, no, literal strength is, that emotional strength to be able to, get through life's S-storms without melting down. And
you have that in spades, my friend.
Let's ride. Then I wrote down my weaknesses.
Okay.
And, man... Guess what my first weakness was? That the very first thing on top of the bottom of the list that first popped into my mind. If I ask you right now, Jim, what is your number one weakness? What says you?
I'm a procrastinator.
Okay, Deb?
Terrible at communicating with the people I love.
I wrote toenails.
Why?
Because I'm not good at them. I'm not good at toenails.
How could you be bad at toenails? You just clip them off and then sand them down. There's no way to be bad at it.
I figured out a way, dude. My things are jagged.
Yeah, it's a bad look, by the way.
It's bad, and then it's a bad look.
Dank toenails are a bad look. That is
something women notice.
That's a tell.
I know.
That is a tell.
And I try, but here's the thing. I'll get obsessed with my toes for like an hour once every 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then I forget that I have 10 little piggly wigglies that need some upkeep.
And it's not like it takes forever.
It doesn't.
Literally like 10 minutes. You can whack those things off and make them perfect.
Have you ever impaled your wife at night?
I have opened my wife up.
I think
have
I have.
You really?
I have, yes. My big toe, I opened her up.
Yeah. Dude, I got shanks.
Yeah, man.
You put me in prison. I'm safe. I will lacerate.
Dude, I'm telling you.
With a kick.
I kicked in the middle of the night and opened my wife's leg up. Bled the whole 9 yards. I'm not joking.
You got the whole socks? You got that? You got the big toe hole right there? That's just like, oh yeah, I'm bad at being a human.
By the way, that's the indicator.
That's the big sign.
And you put on a pair of flip-flops and look down, and it looks like you could climb a tree without hands.
Yeah.
That's when I'm like, no, dude, I ain't going out like that. That's not how it is.
Yeah. You look at my toes and you're like, I think he runs on all fours. This guy's a behemoth beast or something. This isn't human. It's just odd. And then, like, recently, all right, so the reason why this was on my radar, I'm like, man, I am not good at being a human. There's so many things that no one's perfect, but I know I'm in the bottom 5 in Florida when it comes to toenails.
Right.
I trimmed my toenail, and I was like, damn, I didn't know that there was that much white on the toenail.
Oh, yeah.
And then I cut it, and then I was kind of expecting, like, blood. Nothing.
Yeah, really.
And now there's a part of my right big toenail that's just like a convertible. Just no more roof.
Oh, no way, really?
Yeah, the side of my right. Like I said, man.
That's weird, man.
Yeah, it's one of my weaknesses.
Okay.
All right? And I don't even care to change it. That's the thing. These are things that I can't muster up enough care to fix it.
Well, you should be able to muster enough to care for that.
But that's the thing. No one sees them. I'm wearing kicks.
Think about your wife.
Yeah, think about your wife.
Think about your poor wife.
You want me to ask her to cut them?
No. I want you to cut them for her behalf. She doesn't want to be seen out there with those nasty, gnarly vampire nails.
I can't be alone on this next one. How about this for a weakness? You guys cannot be beat. I've got a 25% chance that I brush twice.
What's that?
That he brushes twice.
25% chance that I brush in the morning and at night. 75% chance I'm brushing once.
And that's it?
And that's it.
Are you a two-brusher?
It depends.
Hell yeah. Yeah, join me on the weakness list, Dad.
I'm a 75% double brusher.
No, you think you're better than me?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he does. That's not your first indication.
On toenails and toothbrushes, yeah.
Well, let me see your toenails.
Oh, you don't want to see them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, join me.
No,
And
they're
me
fine.
and Deb.
They're
Yeah,
fine. They're fine.
Yeah.
No.
It's getting comfortable in the weakness pit.
But Deb's are adorable.
Mine are painted.
There you go. Yeah, and Deb wears open-toe shoes all the time. She has to keep them nice.
Floss. I gotten better at floss.
You got to floss.
Yeah,
every day.
Can I tell you something? I would tell you, if you were going to do that, brush once and floss every day before brushing twice. Flossing is, to me,
almost more critical.
I think it is.
Yeah,
you got to get down in there, too. It's got to hurt a little bit.
I double up my floss.
Do you really?
Because
I want a sadist.
I know, but I want to get in there and clean it out.
Do you use the little bow and arrows, or do you use the floss?
Oh, man, anything that you can put between your teeth, I buy it.
Oh, listen, I get those little bow and arrows, and I put them in there, and I will just, I get down into my gums. My dentist is like, who is cleaning your teeth? And I'm like, you do, but I'm telling you, I go down to my jawline with those things because I don't like having bad breath. That is a major thing for me. I don't like having bad breath. And the one thing that causes bad breath is when you don't floss, your breath is going to be bad.
But I feel bad using those little bow and arrow things because of the, they're kind of wasteful.
I just burn them. It's fine.
Plastic burn. It's good for the environment.
It is.
Wink.
They're birds, though.
And, okay, so I'm writing down this list. The first thing I write down is toenails. The second thing I write down is brushing twice. Floss, I'm getting better, but I think but then I took a moment. It's just me and my thoughts. And I can't believe I'm going to share this. I was having a serious moment. Well, we have to read the text now.
Somebody texted us and said, if it looks like you could swoop down and pick your dinner up out of a lake, you need to fix your toenails.
I just, then I become an intern for the X-Men.
Yeah, there you go.
That sounds pretty dope. Now I have a new goal. But I have the last weakness. I'm not very good at facing myself.
What do you mean by that?
You find out something about you don't know how you feel towards literally any topic, subject, event until you experience it. And then someone goes, how do you feel about it? And you feel some type of way, but now it's time to word it.
Okay.
And then whatever you say is and this is where I'm at, it's a mind F for me because I can then debate what I just said.
Oh, in other words, you're not sure of yourself when you make a statement like that. You start automatically cross-examining yourself?
Yeah, especially if it's any absolute statement. I can just get into a wormhole with me, myself, and I going, well, the other side of the argument is this, and that's not silly or stupid. It has logic.
Right.
But do you just disagree with that logic and agree with this logic? The more and more I get older, I realize there is very little black and white. Of course, you have stuff like murder, obvious. That's a black and white situation.
Mm-hmm.
But then all of a sudden, you think about your standard policy that just got announced or anything like that. There's very, very few absolute 100% murders bad when it comes to your day-to-day events.
I did an interview with a guy one time, and he posed a question of that nature, and my quote was, there's a lot of gray before you get to black.
Yeah.
And the whole idea is, to even speak in absolutes sometimes is, ridiculous because there's so many different subjective opinions on almost anything that's not obvious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that was my last weakness that I wrote, is that sometimes I'm not very good at, not even sometimes, most of the time I'm not very good at facing myself because I disagree with myself as soon as I said something. And then I go, well, why?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, buddy, for me, that's actually a strength and a weakness because I do face myself a lot. And to be honest with you, I'm so hypercritical of myself, it becomes Like Deb hears it all the time in here. When I make a mistake, I'm very, very tough on myself.
Very mean.
And I should not be, because, it's that perfection thing you're trying to, not perfection, but
care, a pursuit going in the right direction.
It's all of those things. And I should be easier. I mean, we should all be easier on ourselves, but and sometimes it takes more than that.
And now I'm curious, when you face yourself after you blow up at yourself and then, the rage is over, you can look back on it and go, wow, I really shouldn't do that.
Yeah, sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't, buddy, because sometimes I go, that's the tool that got me where I am, is being hypercritical and making sure that I go that extra mile to do what I got to do,
But how black and white is that statement? That's an absolute thing. You're pinpointing on that being the reason why we're on the Jim Colbert Show right now. But I think you and I can both agree we'll never really find out exactly why. There isn't one reason.
No, there's not.
And then that right there is an example of me facing myself. I'm going, well, is it the reason?
This is interesting. I want to carry this over to the next segment. What do you think your biggest weakness is? Do you think it's what you just said a second ago?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I'm terrible at that.
Do you have any others that you think?
How much time do we have left?
I think this is a fascinating thing. Because I think sometimes it's good for people to kind of say it out loud, to say what your weaknesses are, because then you kind of focus on, okay, well, that's something I can work on. And weakness doesn't mean a shortcoming in life. It just means something maybe you think you can be better at.
Yeah, possibly you're maybe a little inexperienced. But I know one thing that I'm going to be facing tonight.
Oh, yeah.
A beer. Because I'm flying out tomorrow, and I've already got anxiety, and I already know what beer I'm going to be drinking. It's going to be a Southbound Hiker New England IPA from Persimmon Hollow Brewing. Why? Because that's my preferred nighttime beer. If the sun is up, I'm drinking a blood orange wheat. I was just down in DeLand at Persimmon Hollow Brewing talking to Andy and Robbie, the two beautiful minds behind Persimmon Hollow Beer. They just care, man. There's no easy way to say that. It's just, this is their passion. William Wallace had Scotland. Andy and Robbie have beer, Persimmon Hollow Beer. So go out, enjoy some Persimmon Hollow Beer today. They have 5 locations from DeLand all the way here in Orlando, Lake Eola. Visit them, phbeer.com, to go ahead and support Central Florida's elite brewing company. Those are your Ross thoughts. I'm out. Peace.
Thanks, buddy. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Credit is your 6 o'clock keyword. That's CREDIT. Get over to realradio.fm and send that off for your chance at $1,000. Back in a sec.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
Still seeing some slowdowns on I-4 this evening in the Orlando area as you travel east and westbound between US 27 and the 429 and between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. A serious crash has closed all northbound lanes on the 429 just before New Independence Parkway. However, drivers can expect a good ride on the Beach Line and the Greenway. If you run into traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Mecum Auctions. Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction company, returns to the Osceola Heritage Park July 6th to the 9th with 1,500 vehicles at auction. Register to bid and buy advanced discount tickets at Mecum.com. Your Mecum experience begins at Mecum.com.
Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex is literally one of the most favorite places we visit every single year. We have broadcast over there a number of times. They're good friends of ours. And one of the reasons why we love telling people to go over, it is a top 10 TripAdvisor Traveler's Choice winner year after year. The only place you can experience the excitement of thundering rocket launches up close and see those spacecraft that are blazing the trail for tomorrow's discoveries. What you have is an entire theme park that is not only going to teach you things, but it's interactive as well and so much fun. So many things to do for everybody in the family. Legit, everybody in the family can find something to entertain themselves at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. And be sure to take advantage of this brand new 2-day ticket offer, costing less than $45 a day, but offering maximum flexibility for the entire family. It's the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Learn more and get your tickets today at KennedySpaceCenter.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Get your tickets now
at AXS.com
for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Coming back to Las Vegas.
2 nights.
September 22nd and 23rd.
1 stage.
At T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
This
is the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Buy your tickets for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival now
Before they sell out.
at AXS.com.
That's AXS.com.
Shop Central Florida's largest selection of appliances like Bosch, LG, KitchenAid Cafe, Samsung Profile, and more during Southeast Steel's July 4th rebate days. Save now and pay later. Southeast Steel has 0% financing available, so head into Southeast Steel, where you really do get the best deal.
The money's good and the bids are high. Speedy, fast, the check is on Bank of America, and it's real. Give me the VIN.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. Give me the VIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
If it's a day that ends in Y, you're probably stuck in Florida traffic. So turn that AC up one more notch, aim the vents toward your face, and think of a better place, like the cool, colorful produce section in your favorite grocery store. Why? Because that's where all the cool, colorful, fresh from Florida produce is. Produce just tastes better when it's grown closer to home. And when you buy fresh from Florida, you're supporting local farmers and jobs in our communities. So after you're done being stopped in traffic, pick up some fresh from Florida on your way home.
Let's be real, Florida home insurance is an absolute nightmare. And with hurricane season at your doorstep, you need a home insurance company that you can depend on. That's why there's Open House. They're a tech-enabled home insurance provider that uses smart data to keep your premiums low. And you can get an obligation-free quote in seconds and join your neighbors that are saving hundreds of dollars with Open House. You can also get discounts for your smart life choices, like having a gym membership or a dog. So start saving today by going to openhouseinsurance.com. See openhouse.com insurance for details. This advertisement does not constitute a binding offer or guarantee of coverage.
If you ride a motorcycle in Florida, someone can hit you and hurt you and legally not have insurance to pay you. Uninsured motorist coverage can help save you from financial ruin. Injured on the go? Just call Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier Factory Authorized Dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Do you suffer from depression or anxiety? Have you tried medication but wonder what it would be like to try something different? CNS Healthcare is now conducting clinical trials using non-traditional options such as medicinal mushrooms, LSD, CBD, and THC in a safe, controlled, physician-monitored setting in their downtown Orlando location. So if you want to learn more about medicinal mushrooms, LSD, CBD, and THC, call CNS Healthcare at 407-425-5100. All services are free, and there's no need for health insurance at CNS Healthcare.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit FloridasHistoricCoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
This hour of programming brought to you by MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com. Need a new roof? Then you need Mike at MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com.
Obviously, this is why YouTube was created. Obviously, at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
All right, 407-916-1041. That is the number to call if you would like to talk to us here in this last few segments of this show. Credit is your 6 o'clock keyword, CREDIT. Just go to realradio.fm and send that off. You'll have a chance to win $1,000. We've had one winner this week. We would love to add some more. That'd be wonderful. I am Jim, Deb, and Ross are here as well. Jack will rejoin us next week after the 4th of July break that everybody's going to enjoy. You think everybody has... I know that DeSantis gave state workers off for Monday, so we know state workers have Monday off. We are going to be off Monday as well for everybody. I did get one text asking us earlier if we're going to be working Monday. We will not. So once we go on Friday, we'll be off until next Wednesday.
It's Happy Birthday, America.
Happy Birthday, America. But do you guys really celebrate the 4th that much? I mean, I know that do you go to a fireworks or anything? I mean, I know that you're going to be out of town, but
well, yeah, Chris is,
that's his thing.
That's one of the events he puts on is Freedom on the Waterfront, and I'm really looking forward to it this year because the Whalers are performing.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, so
that's
I'm
awesome.
really looking forward to that one. Plus the fireworks show at 9. So, because he had one of Bob Marley's kids here years ago, but it rained so hard that I wasn't able to see the show. So I'm really looking forward to the
that's cool.
fireworks show this year.
There are no shortage of fireworks shows in the Central Florida area, man. Every little burg in this city throws a party. And, of course, the one in Altamont, outside of the city's fireworks, which happened downtown over Lake Eola, I believe.
Yes. Yeah, downtown Orlando.
Yeah, outside of those fireworks, I believe Red Hot and Boom is the premier fireworks show in all of Central Florida. Of course, it's
the biggest.
Put on by our guys over at XL 106.7.
I think Red Hot and Boom's got downtown Orlando beat.
Oh, without a doubt.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you can fit, I think Red Hot and Boom routinely brings in like 150,000 people. The issue with downtown Orlando is that Lake Eola is surrounded by wooden historic homes.
Right.
So that really limits the kind of fireworks that they can shoot off because they've got, whereas, Red Hot and Boom is right over there over that lake.
Over Crane's Roost.
So there isn't the same issue, the same dangers.
It's cool because but I will tell you, Sanford does a great job over Lake Monroe. I haven't been to Mount Doors. I'm assuming they do a good job.
They do a great job, and you're more than welcome to come and see the Whalers.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. We don't have anything going. This is like one of the first times like Code Black is going to New York. He and his family have a cabin in upstate New York.
I was going to say, I thought they always did a 4th of July party.
And when I say cabin, this thing is a shanty. And they go up there and stay for like 4 or 5 days. But yeah, usually they're home, but they decided to go up and visit there. So we don't have like a big friends thing that we usually would have, where we'd have a party over at his house or our place, and all of our crew would come over and we'd barbecue and do that. But we don't have plans to do that this year. Nobody really did it. So we're just kind of freelancing this year, which is really odd for us.
You guys should just lay in the pool and, have sparklers in your drinks.
Honestly, we've been in the neighborhood and we know that they shoot fireworks, but because there's no vantage point, there's woods everywhere, you really can't see a whole lot. Unless you're like up on your roof, you can't see a whole lot. I know that New Smyrna does a pretty good fireworks show, if I remember right.
That would be a good one, a beach fireworks show.
Yeah, I don't know any other, Disney has them every night. Is Disney's fireworks any different for 4th of July than it is?
Yes.
Are they much bigger?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a big date for the parks?
It is, and I did it once, and felt like being herded onto the trains afterward. It was too packed.
So I will tell you that, for me, the thing that would make fireworks, being downtown to me, would be a nightmare, because here's the thing. Once you commit, it's like going to one of the shows at the Citrus Bowl.
Yeah.
We went to Guns N' Roses. After the Guns N' Roses show, this was a few years back, after the show, we didn't even move. I was like, it's futile.
Right.
You're not going anywhere. So just hang out for about an hour, then go. And see, I wouldn't want to do that this time of year. I wouldn't want to see the fireworks, hell yeah, and then have to wait there in that boiling ass heat to be able to drive away. So I'm going to try to find a vantage point or something where I feel like I can get out of there at a reasonable time. Mount Doors pretty packed?
Pretty packed, but I don't ever think of it as miserable. Red Hot and Boom is a great time. But for me, that's too many people. And then you remember last year with Light Up Lake Eola, their fireworks show, you had that mass chaos because people thought they heard gunshots.
Right, they thought they had gunshots.
So then you had that stampede of people running over each other, trying to grab their kids and drag them out of the way to safety.
Do you go to shows, Ross? When you were in town last year, did you go see fireworks anywhere?
I don't think I will ever go to a fireworks show.
Why is that?
Because I'm going to my neighborhood.
Oh, yeah,
I'm going to a friend's house. I'm
Yeah,
getting that intimate firework. I'm going to light something. You know, you don't get to light anything at a damn show.
We're going to have Craig LaFleur, who owns Pyrospot, in on the show Friday. We have him in every year to, talk about the specials and stuff and talk about firework safety. And nobody knows more about firework safety than the guy who owns the website byebyefingers.com, which he does. And of course, we have the Jim Colbert Show special, the Screaming Eagle special we tell you about during his spot. It's a great deal. All of his deals there are great. He gets the best stuff out there. And like I'll tell you 100 times over, it's going to be in a few days. And if you wait till this weekend.
Oh, no, it'll be too long.
I'm telling you, the mortar kits go first. The big stuff goes first. So if you're worried about getting big stuff, there's plenty of kid stuff. The kid stuff almost never sells out, but the big stuff sells out. The 500-gram cakes, the 200-gram cakes, and every single mortar kit will sell out. The other thing, too, do you know what an assortment is?
Just like a package?
It's a package like you see in the grocery stores with a little bit of everything. Well, their assortments are way different than the grocery stores. They're giant, and they're awesome because it is basically a fireworks show of all kinds. Sparklers and Roman candles and mortars and cakes. It's all in one. Those go fast as well because it's one price. You get everything and you move on.
And it's the Screaming Eagle for crying out loud.
Screaming Eagle for crying out loud. Yeah, $199 gets you some pretty cool stuff. You add $100 on there, they throw in a mortar kit. And let me tell you, that's a fine show. And if you have neighbors that are pitching in money, you show up with that setup and you add that to whatever you're doing in your neighborhood.
Just like Ross.
No, that's right. That's exactly what you do.
I'll never forget this. So I go to Pyrospot and I buy a bunch of fireworks. And we're lighting off the mortars at the house. And someone goes, oh, there's one left in the bag. And we're like, all right, well, let's light it. And I just remember it. It just was a tall, almost like a toilet paper cylinder looking firework.
Okay.
It had a Native American on it.
Okay.
Already
bad.
So people are asking me, like, what does it do? I'm like, I have no idea.
Oh, no.
Mind you, we're lighting mortars the entire July 4th. And this is the last firework we have. We light it the loudest out of anything that we lit. After like 90 minutes of mortar launching, then the neighbors came out when we lit this small cylinder at the end.
It was like a bang.
It was just a bang.
What they call it? They call it a concussion or a percussion.
They must have thought SWAT was coming into our house.
And by the way, that's the thing. Like when I ran that one fireworks tent for Craig, we kind of did it as a family business for the summer. I did one up in Pine Hills, and everybody I want that boom. I want that boom. And at one point he had this one. There's a name for him, and I can't remember, but it creates a big bang. That's all it does. And this thing was insane. Like it would shake your hair.
Yeah.
When it went off. And I was like, he lit one of those things off. I'm like, bro, that sounds like a grenade.
See, and that's
maybe
the issue,
louder
right?
than a grenade.
Now, I don't know if it's an age thing or what, but sometimes you hear them and you're like, those are just fireworks,
Yeah,
right?
right, exactly. It sounds like a war.
Like, I don't need to be concerned, right?
Yeah,
I think it was called Native Thunder.
Oh,
Native Thunder.
Yeah.
Oh,
you guys gotta get this.
That's a great name.
It was so impressive that the neighbors
could be a porn star.
Like when it banged, we heard it like go through the neighborhood.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you,
like it echoed off the the house.
You can hear it going away from you.
Yeah, it was an odd sensation, and everyone was like, "Hell yeah, let's do it again." I'm like, I only got one. Native Thunder is out.
Somebody just said, by the way, a pro tip. The 4th is one of the busiest days of the year for the theme parks. But the pro tip is the July 3rd fireworks show at Disney is the exact same show you get on the 4th.
A little dress rehearsal?
A little dress rehearsal to make sure it's going to go all right.
Okay, that's good to know.
So if you're looking to get that 4th of July feel with the fireworks show, but you want to deal with the crowds on the actual 4th, go out on the 3rd because apparently the Disney show on the 3rd is the exact same fireworks show you're going to see for 4th of July.
And for a lot of places, they are doing their fireworks on the 3rd instead of the 4th, and that includes Mount Dora as well.
Yeah, because of the 4th being on a Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time we talk about fireworks, there's only one thing that just goes in loop in my brain, which is Joe Dirt saying, "Oh, come on, man, you got no lady fingers, fuzz buttles, snicker bombs, church burners, finger blasters, gut busters, zippity doo dahs, zippity doo don'ts."
That's one of Spade's moments, man.
Yeah, or crap flappers.
Man, the ones I remember from as a kid, and you got to remember, in Palatka, there are no children fireworks in Palatka.
No,
right?
no,
it's all.
When you're 8, you can drive a stick shift.
But those are the ones I like. I like snakes and sparklers.
Right, exactly. When you're 8 years old, Palatka, you can drive a stick shift and roll cigarettes.
Exactly.
You grow up quick in towns like that, right? And I remember when we were able to sneak in and get fireworks, and we would always drive to south of the border.
Ah, yes.
Because they wouldn't sell them here, so you had to drive up to South Carolina, is where I think it is, right? Or Georgia, South Carolina.
Yeah.
And get south of the border and go there and just load up on fireworks. And man, my uncle would get those rolls of black cat firecrackers, and we would just let them off and for hours just light those things off. But we only got big sparklers, Roman candles, and firecrackers is all we were able to afford. We didn't get any of the big going up in the air stuff.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's Joe Dirt status right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you ain't got no kicking wings, spleen splitters. Kicking Wing was the name of the character.
Yeah, the Indian guy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Somebody was saying they didn't know that the Whalers were playing them outdoor. Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's very cool.
God, hopefully the weather holds out. Hopefully it'll come early and then, maybe kind of cool things off a little bit. That sounds fun. We actually may wind up down there. Are you guys going to dinner or anything beforehand?
Not that I know of, because Chris will be working the event before I get down
But that's the 3rd, though, on Monday,
that's
right?
That's the 3rd, yeah.
God, I'm going to have to call them and see if they, I can imagine there's a dinner reservation in Mount Dora that night. I just can't imagine that would be the case.
So many
good restaurants. I haven't been to 1921 in forever.
Oh.
They put a dish up online the other day.
Oh,
and
I love that restaurant.
My comment was, I just licked my screen.
Yeah.
And they comment, kind of weird, but we're flattered because they know how to cook, man. They can make a damn good cocktail.
They really can. I mean,
so
even
good.
yeah. And the most impressive thing there is my best friend is a little bit difficult, can be when it comes to drinks. There's like a lot of ingredients.
Yeah.
This bartender, a year later, remembered, oh, that's right, you're a Chantilly lace, but you do it with this. And
Wonderful
to me,
building.
that's customer service at that next level,
Man, you know what's crazy? There's some damn good restaurants in that little city. I mean, for the capita, for like how many people live there, there's some darn good restaurants. I mean, the Goblin Market and 1921 is just where it starts.
Right.
But some other cool little places. That place is awesome.
There's a new vegan restaurant where some of the best empanadas I've ever eaten in my life. I had my mom even was like, that's vegan?
Really?
I was like, yeah,
wow.
Vegan empanada, and it tastes just like ground beef. It was fabulous.
Well, the cool thing is you can make vegan pastry because you just make it with shortening, so
Right.
you can make it with Crisco. You don't have to make it with any butter or anything like that. It's animal based. And man, once you get a pie shell, yeah. Once you get a pie shell, you can go crazy. 407-916-1041. Real quick before we get out of here.
You're going to tell me there's no Whisker biscuits?
Get out of here. Son.
Whisker biscuits.
Honky lighters.
Don't say Whisker biscuits. Did you say honky lighters?
Cherry
He
bombs.
sure did say honky lighters.
Can we say honky? It's
I don't know.
That's one of my favorite words in the English language.
Dipsy Dazers with or without the scooter stick.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that one.
Or one single whistling kitty chaser. God, fireworks have the funniest and best names.
I'm telling you.
They're the best.
The greatest thing when we bring Craig in on Friday, the greatest thing is what they name these fireworks. It is bananas.
There has to be a mortar package out there that's just called like violence. Bloodshed.
Every time we go in there and I'm like talking to Craig about this, I said, did they just ask Kid Rock to name all these? Is that what happens?
Yeah, can I get your ball with the ball package? Yeah, let me get one of those.
That's not a bad idea, though, right? Come up with fireworks packages and name them after famous rock songs.
But here's a couple of them. You ready? I was just online. American Strong. And the cool thing is when you go to iwantfireworks.com, the killer thing is before you even go in, you could build a shopping list on what you like to watch because they show you a little video of each firework going off. So if you like blues or golds or things that go up and make a blast and then a big shower, it's the best idea ever, and it's all on their website.
And that's a feature that kind of really Pyrospot, only does.
Yeah.
When you go to your standard fireworks stand, they don't have that option. They have those screens at the stands where you get to watch it before you buy it.
That's cool.
Here's one called Angry Beaver.
Gotta love it.
That's a 500-gram cake. And I said, don't get mad. Get the Angry Beaver. Let's see. Whitewater, Toxic, Thin Blue Line.
Thin Blue Line.
Oh, yeah. Thin Blue Line will win you over. Street Fighter.
There you
Freedom
go,
Fighter.
Ross.
Yes.
Double Double. State of the Union.
Left hook. They're just fighting.
Geronimo!
So good.
One's just called Crime Scene.
There you go.
What I'm talking about,
Ross.
right?
All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Load them up for last call. We have all lines open. Grab one of those. Make a call back from the show, a little joke, whatever you want to do. Something funny as we get the hell out of here on a Wednesday. Again, that's 407-916-1041. All lines are open. Waiting on you. We'll do last call next.
Real radio is the news junkie.
I want to lose weight myself.
Oh my God, you're going to get Ozempic, aren't you?
I'm not going to get Ozempic. I'm just cutting calories, and it's working so far.
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Hey, everybody. Good Wednesday to you. Jamie King with your forecast update for the Fox 35 Storm Center. Hope you're having a great Wednesday so far. Hot with increasing clouds. Temps near 95 at peak today with a feels like temp at 107. The heat will be on. Rain chances rising for the PM at 50%. A scattering of showers and storms. Storm chances fade with the evening. As sun goes down, rain chances drop to 20%. Lows down to 76. Hot highs on Thursday at 96. Rain chance 20%. For Fox 35, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Take care.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Guys, when it comes to your AC, do not mess around. Make sure that it's ready to go this summer. And, of course, you're already 2 weeks in of those 95-degree temperatures every single day. If you don't want to have a problem, get the preventive maintenance plan from Mills Air. It is a lifesaver. You do not want to be in August, late July, no AC, wait on a wait list because it's so late and everybody needs AC service. Do that now. The preventive maintenance plans make sure that you don't have any issues all throughout the season. And it's done by the best guys out there, Mills Air. We love these guys. 30-plus years of experience keeping Central Florida nice and cool. Their techs know all the brands inside now. You don't have to know what kind of AC you have. Just tell them you need help, and they will bring that help for sure. But if you do need a new system like Deb's mom just got, how about Carrier Factory Authorized Dealers with up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit? You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and certainly 100%, without question, you can turn to the guys at Mills Air. They're family-owned and operated and ready to help you today. They're all about it, guys. 407-277-1159. Online, it's easy. MillsAir.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies. Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
You know that expression, the grass is always greener on the other side? Well, with Massey Services, it's literally true. Why? Because Massey does what the others don't. Every lawn is unique. So Massey starts with a detailed analysis and then builds a customized plan to prevent and control weeds, diseases, and harmful pests. Then they aerate to ensure water and nutrients reach the roots of your lawn. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. The 4th of July is an important holiday for all Americans. For some husbands, however, in troubled marriages, holidays are marked more by hardship than harmony. If you're such a guy and considering divorce, know all your options. We advise, we advocate, and when necessary, we litigate.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
O'Reilly. Does your vehicle have over 75,000 miles? Get maximum high-mileage engine protection with Syntec Full Synthetic High-Mileage Motor Oil exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec High Mileage and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $34.99. Limit supply. Ask for Syntec High Mileage at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It happens every day. Regular people are winning every single day. Whether it's $500 or $50,000, anybody can win. Because when they win, I feel like I'm winning.
Hi, my name is Kong. I won over $100,000 playing Baccarat. You could pick banker or player. If you pick the right side, the odds in your favor.
My name is Janelle, and I won a brand new BMW. I screamed, I hollered.
Anybody could win at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Must be 21 to play slots or table games. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
The Home Depot and Bear have what you need when you need it, delivered straight to your job site and at an everyday low price. We're now delivering top-rated Bear paint, stains, and primers directly to you same day or next day. Plus, pros earn discounts with Pro Extra Paint rewards. Contact a Bear Pro Paint specialist to schedule your paint delivery today. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. Limitations may apply. Not available in all markets. See store for details.
In this week's Marketers Report, Chris Brandt, Chief Marketing Officer at Chipotle Mexican Grill, weighs in on the power of audio, specifically audio influencers.
Audio has been a key component for us. Our consumer is omni-channel, so we need to be omni-channel. We've used audio to reinforce what we're showing on TV, what we're showing in other digital channels. When your priority is driving reach, boy, everybody seems to listen to the radio. I think using the audio influencers has been a huge component for us. Working with iHeart, we were able to really tease out the audio influencers in key markets that were authentic Chipotle fans. And because it's authentic and because they're seen as trusted friends by the customers and the listeners, it's really been an effective strategy.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company. iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Yo, it's Ross. I'm here to tell you about Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company. Straight up, they make great beer. In fact, they make my favorite beer. Their Blood Orange Wheat is my #1 right now. Andy and Robbie, the minds behind Persimmon Hollow Beer, are just passionate about the beer that they brew. You can really taste how much they give a damn about their beer. Visit Persimmon Hollow at any of their 5 locations so you can enjoy passionately crafted beers. Enjoy a Persimmon Hollow beer. Drink sensibly, but get weird. PersimmonHollowBrewing.com.
Divorce? Call Trinley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Radio.
If you don't know what web goals are, consider yourself lucky. If you feel like helping out, go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
Oh, man, I hate the fact this guy's so talented. How annoying is it that he's so talented?
So, I think this is one of the best produced Kanye songs of all time. And I feel weird playing Kanye because, you know.
Yeah.
This is technically not a Kanye song, though.
Okay.
Which made me get away with it. This is a Twista track.
Okay.
Remember Twista?
Yeah. Fast.
Yeah. Get us like...
Yeah, he's good.
But, man, the production on it is so good.
Man, Kanye is so unbelievably talented. But, man, what a kook.
And then Kanye just nailed that chorus.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. You do have a few more minutes to get credit in there, CRDE or CREDIT. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb and Ross are here as well. We have a little bit of breaking news. By the way, 2 lines open for last call if you want to grab one of those. 407-916-1041. Again, that's 407-916-1041. 2 lines open for last call. Grab one of those. We'll do that in just a few seconds. We have a bunch of stuff we just found out.
Yeah, we do. This is from SkyNews.com or Sky.com. Presumed human remains were found in the wreckage of the Titan sub. The U.S. Coast Guard said medical professionals will analyze the presumed human remains after they were, quote, carefully recovered, end quote, from debris on the seafloor.
Yeah, they're in the debris field, right? Yes.
Now we know that what you said that you saw of the white sheets over the debris field on the ocean floor is because of just that. Yeah. There's something there.
Yeah, they wouldn't have covered it up because we all knew what the sub looked like.
Right, exactly.
There'd be no reason for them to cover it up. So
There'd
the minute
be nothing
they come
sensitive.
Up, so they probably had somebody just below the water line put a shroud over it when they pulled it up. No way there was any really graphic obviously you want to be respectful to those who passed.
Family, of course.
Absolutely.
And then the other breaking news, this may interest Ross, but soccer superstar Lionel Messi will have a familiar face leading him at Inter Miami CF. The MLS team this afternoon announced it's named former FC Barcelona and Argentina national team manager Gerardo Tata Martino as its head coach.
I thought you said Kaka
No,
on the break,
Tata.
and I was like, he would never.
No, Martino also has an MLS Cup to his name. He'll formally join the team once his work documentation is received.
Yeah, and if you didn't hear earlier, by the way, Madonna was on her world tour. She was found unresponsive in her room or in her home.
In her home Saturday, and then rushed to a New York City hospital where she was intubated overnight. They've since removed the tube, and now she's recovering in a regular hospital ward, but they haven't still said what this bacterial infection came from.
They have not, and that means if you have tickets to any Madonna tour, you're definitely going to make sure that you check those dates because her tour has been canceled until further notice.
I thought I had read it was postponed for a couple of weeks, but it may just be straight up canceled now, depending on what's going on with her health.
What's going on?
Nothing. I was just souping up, ready for the last call.
Oh, when you did your hands like that, I thought you found something else about that soccer news that even was more infuriating. Is that a big deal, by the way, having him as a coach?
Yeah, it's a way bigger upgrade. Yeah, honestly, this is weird. Orlando City fan of me would have been heartbroken if it was Kaká, but it's not Kaká.
No, it's Tata.
But I kind of was also wouldn't mind Kaká coaching Inter Miami because he's not a coach, and I really want that team to do bad. And usually, I mean, that's literally what Inter Miami is doing right now. They hooked up a friend who's never really been a coach before, and it has gone south.
It's not automatic that they're going to be that much better than everybody just because of one player, though, right?
Yeah, the problem is it's no longer one player. They got Sergio Busquets. He is legit. Sure, they're older. Everyone's going to want to play harder now. It's going to be.
It's just going to raise everything up, which I think is just great for MLS here in America. I think it's wonderful.
Still very weird that he is about to play for Inter Fort Lauderdale.
Isn't that crazy? Oh,
not Miami.
All right, 407-916-1041. One line open for last call. If you want to grab that, you can do that. We'll get out of here in just a sec. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
Well, we want to thank Dr. Brian Martin, the veterinarian over at the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando.
And by the way, unbelievably good information from him today. If you missed any of Animal House, you can go to JimColbertLive.com and get the podcast and get all the information about not only hurricane preparedness, but for fireworks coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
He had some great advice maybe we haven't heard before. Again, that's JimColbertLive.com.
And then, of course, I'll be posting the Animal House podcast later on tonight when I get home as well. We also want to thank Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell.
Yep.
And last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat. What up, YouTubers?
And, of course, we'll see Candace on Friday for Rich Tips at 5 o'clock. Well, she always gives us some good tips. Boy, she's made some people a lot of money.
Yeah, she has.
That Carnival Cruise heads up she gave us a few months ago. We had a guy text us last week and say, on Candace's tip, my daughter bought a pretty good chunk of Carnival Cruise stock when she suggested it at like $5.50, and it now is at $16.
Yep.
Almost tripling her money. She's on it.
No biggie.
Stand up.
Yes, July 14th and 15th, I'm going to be at Madcap's Comedy Club. 14th and 15th, you can get your tickets off of the link on my Instagram bio or by going to madcapscomedy.com.
There you go. Ross Padgett Comedy on all social media platforms. That way you can keep up with what he's doing at all times. And by the way, the video you put out, the tough questions, that's brilliant. Super funny.
Yeah. I'm always happy to clip something up.
Yeah, if you haven't checked out our Instagram, you should go do that because Ross made a clip of the uncomfortable questions, and it's pretty darn funny, buddy. You do a good job at that. I appreciate it greatly.
We're doing it.
Here we go. Richard, last call.
Hey, I went to the doctor and told him, I was like, Doc, dude, my junk's turning orange. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, all I do is work. And he goes, well, what do you do when you don't work? I said, nothing much, just rub out and eat Cheetos.
Oh, God. Thanks, man. Okay, very good. Ivanhoe Dave, last call.
I just wanted to tell you guys that I wanted to thank Jim for checking in on me this past weekend. But it was a little alarming because I received a message on Facebook from Jim at I think it was 7:30 in the morning, and all it said was, hey, what room are you in, tough guy? And so I was a little concerned because I'm like, are we in a hotel somewhere and is Jim coming after me for some reason? And so after further explanation, explanation. It was my dad that was in the hospital. Jim thought I was in the hospital, and he was calling to check in on me, but it was actually my dad that was in the hospital. So thank you, Jim, for checking on my dad. He's doing good, and love you guys.
That's great news. I hope, and he just went to Tennessee and back and had a good time. So yeah, he is a great listener. And when
you just act like a tough guy.
Well, when I saw him, I thought it was him. But it was his pop. So I was going to go up and visit him because people who listen to the show are important. So.
Of course they are. They're family.
All right, Stacy, last call.
Hey guys.
Hey, Stacy.
What do you call a pig that knows karate?
I don't know, Stacy. What do you call a pig that knows karate?
A pork chop.
Chop suey.
Party mom, last call.
I can't even do last call now after the 3 last ones. But I will say, smoke weed every day, guys.
All right, thanks, Party Mom. Appreciate that.
And to you, Party Mom, I say, that was a good one.
Mike, last call. Take us home.
This is Drop the Mic Buzzer Larson here. Oh, no. I just heard the submersible's final audio before implosion.
Jesus.
You know what they were singing, Jimmy?
What were they singing, Mike?
No.
We all died on a shrinking submarine.
Okay, Mike. Thanks, Mike. Mike.
Ross, that's worth the buzzer.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Yesterday's Five Guys joke was way better, by the way. All right, let's get the.
I didn't laugh at that.
He said, "What were they eating on the sub?" He said, "Five Guys."
No, the shark said, "Hey, who ordered Five Guys?"
All right, let's get the hell out of here. Let's see. Coming up tomorrow, we have
Colbert Court.
Yeah, we do have Danny Meyering, Date Night Done Right. Colbert Court, and of course, your calls, texts, and talkbacks. More opportunities for you to win money as well. On behalf of Deb and Ross, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters of the Morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a wonderful Wednesday evening.
And go put a little hump in your day. Bye.